All right, looks like we are officially live. What's going on, everybody? Justin Beasley, founder, Next Level Mastermind. I'm pumped up and excited. I've been traveling everywhere. Everywhere. Right? I've been everywhere for the past several weeks, and I'm finally back in my palace in Dallas, right? And so you can see in the background, I'm 12 stories high, overlooking downtown Dallas. You can see I'm standing right here in my luxurious condo, and you can see the background in the back. But anyway, so tonight what we're going to talk about is that we're going to talk about you and how you can build a six-figure business online using social media, right? Six-figure business online, not social media, my bad, using the internet. And that may include social media. That may include all kinds of stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. Not only that, guys, but we're going to break down the $1 million game plan that myself and our incredible top leaders here spent the past 2 hours earlier this evening coming up with a game plan to help you make more money. I'm not talking about just a little money. I'm talking about where you become financially free for you and your family, not just this year in 2015, but where you can go out there and leave a legacy for your kids, right? For your parents, for your grandparents, and do some really cool stuff. But here's the icing on the cake, guys. We're going to show you how to travel the world for a fraction of the cost to do some really cool stuff. So what we're going to do, we'll probably be here the next hour or so. We're going to be teaching you some stuff that we're currently doing in our business. And if you're already on our Next Level Mastermind team, I want you to get ready because we're going to be laying out this game plan for you. Since you're already a part of our movement, we're going to show you how you can literally take this, right? Take what we have going on and double, triple, even quadruple your income. Right? Maybe you're looking to quit your job. Maybe you're looking to have your first $3,000 a month by replacing your income. Maybe you're serious about breaking into the six-figure income bracket, right? Guys, we're going to have some fun, and I'm excited. I'm pumped up. We got a panel full of talented people, and you're going to hear their success story tonight. And so what we're going to do is, guys, the viewers are going up. It's crazy. A ton of people are tuning in, guys. If you're tuning in, there's actually a comment area below this video. Right? There's a comment area below this video. Let us know that you're here. Let us know that you're live, because I know that you can feel this energy. I'm so pumped up right now. You know, Ignasio, because when I think about the lives that are changing, right? When I think about the people who are free, when I think about the people who are actually making more money now in 2 weeks or a week than they do at their job. Right? Single moms being able to provide more for their family, right? College students making an extra $500 a month. Guys, we have career folks, right, who make six figures in their business, and they came over here with us because they're working a whole lot, right? There's two types of people, and it's really weird and fascinating at the same time because there's some people who have a lot of money and no time, and then you have most people with a lot of time and no money. Or you're working 3 jobs, right? Here's the truth. 3 jobs or for 3 people. 2 jobs or for 2 people, right? Guys, we're going to show you how to be free tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pass it, guys. The viewers are going up. If you're on, right, if you're tuning in, if you're a guest, I want to give you a big fat welcome. Thank the person that invited you to this call. Thank the person, right, who told you about what we have going on, because everything in your life can change in a split second if you choose for it to. If you're on our Next Level Mastermind team, let us know that you're live with us. There's a comment area below. Guys, we're excited. We're going to have a great time tonight. The viewers are going up like crazy. Right? The viewers are going up like crazy. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to pass it to Ignasio with the Ignasio brand. Right? This guy, he's absolutely incredible. I've seen him when he first started building the business, wasn't having a lot of success, came on board over here with us, was able to quit both jobs, 2 jobs, right? He was working at some restaurants and doing some other weird stuff, right? Right? Had his first $3,000 a month. This was 8 months ago, and now he's making more money than he's ever made in his life. Ignasio, dude, I'm passing it over to you.
Bro, why don't you ever tell the truth, bro? Like, when I came in this business, I sucked.
Oh, yeah.
You always try to sugarcoat it, bro, but that was horrible.
Yeah, I did a horrible job sugarcoating it, but I know you're going to tell everybody your story now. Bro, I'm passing it over to you.
Yeah, most definitely, brother, and I appreciate you, and definitely congratulations to everybody who's made the decision to actually click the link and get on this hangout right now. Right, you're looking at Justin's amazing view right now, and he's saying he remember where I come. I remember when I first met him back in this entertainment stuff we were doing, and watching him grow and then so we have plugged into a team culture where I was literally able to begin duplicating that success. All right, I was actually working at this restaurant job where I was making like $2.13 an hour plus tips. I was serving pizzas and salads and refilling sweet teas, making sure people had 2 lemons and not just one extra napkins. Some people wanted like 2 straws, 3 cubes of ice, like the whole 9 yards. And literally people were leaving me change. And like many of you, maybe you're in a position now where you're stuck in this job that you completely hate. And not that there's anything wrong with the job. We just identified a better way to go out there and create income, and not only create income, but be able to create income that sets you free, and a way to do it that actually provides that freedom, literally building on the internet. I plugged into exactly what we're going to show you tonight. I plugged into this leadership, I plugged into the system, and I was able to walk away from that job just simply 3 weeks later and create over $3,000 in just that 3 weeks. Now, I don't say that just to say that you're going to go out and create $3,000 or to brag, but I just to let you know what's possible. Once you hear what we have inside Next Level Mastermind, once you simply just decide to focus in, if you need to go ahead and pull out something to take notes. If you need to get by yourself in the room by yourself, or whatever you need to do, to go ahead and focus in all the way to the end of this hangout. What we're going to be sharing with you, you heard Justin say, we literally spent 2 hours of masterminding where we came up with a specific game plan for everyone who decides to lock arms with us to literally catapult you into success, right? And that being success, doing what you have in your mind to do, living that dream, whether you want to be on the beaches making money, or whether you just want to be spending more time with your family making money. We're going to show you exactly how you can do that, right? Because literally plugging into this system, I've been able to travel, right? I've been across the country, like East Coast to West Coast, in the past few months. Right now, I'm currently on the East Coast. Again, I just decided that I was going to come to South Carolina and hang out for a couple of days just the other day. And I'll be hanging out in Miami. Actually, the team will be hanging out in Miami on the beaches. And literally, if you're already in now, you've already made your decision to go ahead and get your ticket to Miami, because from now to Miami, right, we're going to be releasing some powerful stuff. But in Miami, right, you're going to be experiencing some powerful stuff, and we're going to take it to the next level. Because the truth is, what we understand, this is next level mastermind, right? We're a mastermind of people, and that there's always that next level. All right, we're going to show you how to do that. We're going to show you how to go out and create that next level of income and live that next level of life. So I'm gonna quit talking. I see we got some real cool dudes on the panel tonight. What's up, Josie? I'm gonna pass it over to you, bro, and you can go pick up.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, look. Here's the crazy thing, right? Josie got on the shades, right? Right? Josie has on the Ray-Bans, right? Look, it's true that you can look cool and still make money too, guys. Look, let me tell you, we are different, right? We're the people probably in high school that everybody said was crazy, but we made them most likely to be successful with, right? Right? Everybody thought it was crazy and stuff, but anyway, and here's the cool thing. I wanna kind of edify you guys individually too. That's okay, because I know you want to pass it to each other. What I seen for Joseph was absolutely incredible. Joseph, when he first came over, Joseph sucked too, just like Ignasio. And Joseph had gotten to the business, no success, right? Because a lot of times people join the business and you have no idea, first of all, what you're doing. One thing that's really cool over here is that we actually have trainings that show people how to build their business on autopilot and make money in their sleep. So Joseph joined the team, and I gave him a call, and he said, I struggled in other businesses and different things like that. I said, dude, I want you to make a decision right now with me on the phone that it's your time, right? I said, I want you to make a decision right now with me on the phone that it's your time, and he did. And he made a decision in an instant. And I told Josie, I said, something powerful is about to happen for you right now. What I want you to do is I want you to get all in for your future, get all in for your kid and your family. I want you to go out there and build your business. Josie, what was it? In 48 hours, you sponsored 17 people in your business. 17 people in your business in 48 hours. 48 hours, right? Not only that, but you're making more money than you've ever made in your life. You got a cool haircut, and you're in the best shape of your life, too. And you have a really cool team called Jet Lifestyle, right? Dude, I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of all your success. And I just wanted to lift you up a little, brother. So I'm passing it over to you, man.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that, man. It's crazy. It's almost crazy how that wasn't that long ago. You know, like Iggy was just working at his job, you know, and it wasn't that long ago. So when I tell you guys that you won't have to wait forever to live your dream life, right? You won't have to. You know, the crazy thing is I was in the military for a long time, you know, over a decade, right? And I was struggling. I was one of those guys who lived paycheck to paycheck. As soon as I got paid, you know, the check was gone. You know, I didn't have any money left over, and it really got bad to the point to where, you know, I was one of those guys who were just really stubborn mentally. You know, some of you on this, some of you watching this video right now, you're like, yeah, I'm pretty stubborn too in my own way. Well, I was one of those guys who were just ridiculously stubborn, right? So it got to the point where I was so stubborn that I ended up having to ride my bike to work. Now, when I say ride my bike to work, I mean literally to the point to where I was so broke, I couldn't afford gas, I couldn't afford anything, right? Cars started breaking down, I couldn't pay for it, right? So I had to ride my bike. I mean, guys, this was so hilarious because I was riding that bike more than people were driving their cars. I mean, I was averaging like 125, 150 miles a week. Think about that, right? think about think about how many miles a week that is, right? So I was putting in work, right? But in the back of my mind, I knew something. No matter what, there was an absolute truth to what I was doing. I knew that no matter what was going on, I didn't deserve the lifestyle I had, right? I didn't deserve to ride my bike to work. I only deserved to ride if I wanted to work out. I knew that I was supposed to make more money than I ever had. The thing was, I didn't know how, right? And some of you right now are saying, you know what? I'm in that same spot, right? I deserve more money. I deserve a better lifestyle. I deserve more freedom in my life, but I just don't know what to do or how to do it. So what I did is you know, I locked arms with Justin Beasley, Ignacio, Todd, Leonidas, and Jazz, right, and Justin Manley, right, and now I'm making more money, right, while also going on more vacations while doing less work, right. Some of you are saying that you deserve to, you know, spend more time with your kids and your family. This is the place, right? This is why you see this big smile on my face, and you see everybody else that's on the panel just with big cheese because this is the life, right? This is the only way to live, in my opinion, because I get to do what I want, right? I get to go on multiple vacations a month if I choose to, right? Go to, you know, a kid's lunch, you know, in the middle of the day if I choose to. You see, now you have options. Before, I didn't have options. I had to go to work, right? Ride my bike, ride my bike, right? Go to work, and that was it, right? So, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to really pay attention what's about to happen because building a business online is going to free you up so much, right? It's going to allow you to live the life that you've always wanted, right? Regardless if it's more time with family, regardless if it's more money in your bank account, regardless if it's just going on cool vacations, right? Because you deserve it, right? You're going to want to pay attention to what the leaders on this panel are going to tell you because I'm telling you, once this hangout is over, you are going to see an eruption, a nuclear destruction warhead go off and on the internet, right? So I'm going to pass it back to you, Justin. I just want to say I appreciate you for mentoring me and lifting me up, bro, and just being there for me, man. There is no other place I'd rather be, bro.
Dude, man, you got it, bro. And I'm pumped up and excited for you, man. I don't know about y'all, but I'm on fire right now, right? I'm feeling
Yeah.
so good right now, man. I am pumped up. And the crazy thing, check this out. The crazy thing was that before we even started this, there were over 100 people on, right? Right? Everybody and their mama here, right? Grandma too, probably. You know, no. Here's the crazy thing. We have grandparents on a team making money. right? So people always say, oh, well, Justin's 24 years old, and since I'm not in my 20s, I can't use the internet to build a business. Okay, I have a question for you. When are you going to stop making excuses for your family? Right? We have people in their 50s and 60s and 70s on this team, right, using Facebook to build their business. Right, Josie? When are you gonna stop making excuses? Right? Right? And here's the crazy thing. I'm probably one of the youngest people on my team. Why? Because when you have a vision that's big, when you have a vision to create 1,000 six-figure earners, people just listen. Right? When you go from slaving around at a restaurant making $3 tips just 2 years ago, right, to building a multiple six-figure empire and staying in one of the most luxurious condos in downtown Dallas, you got to just stop making excuses. Something works, right? Something works. And I see Leo on here. And first of all, Leo's absolutely incredible. Me and Leo met each other actually not too long ago. And one of the cool things about Leo that I like is that Leo just goes hard, right? Leo is always pumped up, and he has a big heart, and he cares about his team, and he cares about his people. And one of the things about Leo was that Leo actually had a lot of success in the past, right? He had made six figures in the past, and then found himself at a really tough spot, and then bounced back, right? And not only that, but one cool thing about Leo is the dude is just a ninja online, right? He's just a ninja online. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let him come out, and then we're going to move to Justin, Manley, and then we're going to bring Todd out too. And I'm going to let him come out in his own way, share his story with you, and take it away, brother.
Hey, thanks a lot, man, Justin. Can you hear me okay, bro?
Yeah, bro. With your cool face, man.
Hey, man, that view you got there, man, is blinding me, bro. I got to turn it down a little bit. I see my future's bright and I want it. Man, thanks for that intro, bro. I'm going to take these off so y'all can look y'all in the eyes, man, and so y'all can see and really, whoa, look at that. If y'all looking at this hangout and that doesn't inspire you, you don't have a pulse right now, man. That is just gorgeous. All right? Now, you heard thanks for that introduction to start off, Justin. I do have my daughter here, my new baby girl, Marley. So if she starts to scream a little bit, I might have to pass it real quick. But and I'm telling y'all this because this is one of the biggest reasons why I go so hard, right? Because of my family, right? Like Joseph, thanks for your service, bro. I spent over a decade in the Army myself, and like Justin was saying a minute ago, I did have success in another company when I first got started. All offline. I was actually coolly stationed out in Italy. I was loving life. I was like 20. I was 20 years old, as a matter of fact. Making $10,000-$20,000 a month, driving Lamborghinis, all that good stuff. Got so into it, my head got big, and not in a boastful way, but when your life is not aligned in the right path, God will give you a little slap on the wrist real quick, right? So you gotta align your life so that you can be able to get the what's there for you, what's for you, nobody can take away from you. And if you're aligned with your vision and with the right people, it's gonna happen like that. But the thing is, you gotta make a decision. All right. I'm actually co-founder of the No Fear Network, and the reason I chose No Fear was because when I joined the Army when I was 17. I joined the Army August 23rd, and I actually started basic training the morning of September 11th. So as the first plane hit the tower, I was on my way to basic training. Never saw it, never knew nothing about it. 6 months later, I was in Afghanistan. Did 4 tours between Afghanistan and Iraq. Scary as heck. Would never wish it on my worst enemy, but it opened my eyes to a huge reality. When I was in Iraq, all I thought about was freedom. All I thought about was spending time with my family, being free. You know what I mean? Because being in the military to me almost was like being in jail with privileges, right? I don't like to be told what to do. I don't really like to tell people what to do. I like to give suggestions. I love for people to be free so you can make your own decision and do the things that you truly want to do. Because here's the thing, right? People complain about money all the time and bills and all this kind of stuff. You don't have the problem that most people have is with income. They don't have enough money coming in, right? The other problem people have, they have a problem controlling where to put their money so that they can actually reciprocate and bring back more money for them, right? I used to hear this a long time ago with people saying that you got to put your money to work for you. You got to invest in yourself. You got to pay yourself first. I never quite understood what it meant. Hence, I lost the success I had, right? I went through some dark times in my life, almost committed suicide. I mean, it was really horrible at one point. And I'm telling you, it was simply because who I was associated with was just bad for business, right? the things that I was doing just was not good, and I had to make a change. I had to make a shift because it took me to a place where my card got repossessed. I had lost everything that I owned. I was actually, it got so bad. It's so bad, y'all might laugh at this. Matter of fact, the anniversary's coming up on this, but 12 months, last year, the first half of 2014, I was living homeless in an abandoned building with my wife and our now three-year-old daughter, right? And just before that, I went to an event where I actually met a gentleman that you're going to hear from in a little bit, and we sat down at the airport. He didn't even know what was going on at the time. He didn't know that all I had in my pocket was $300 and that we were pretty much stuck because we had some issues that had happened, right? And then when we got to our destination, I stayed in touch with him. He reached out his hand. He said, "Hey, you know, stay in touch with me. Follow the trainings. You know, whenever you can invest in yourself, invest in yourself." I was literally broke. So what he did changed my life. He started to educate me, just put little nuggets into my cup, right? And over that 6-month period, what I literally did was I painted the vision that I wanted. I kept telling myself, like Mark Sterling be saying, I kept telling myself, 10,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 10,000 a month, and I wasn't even making 10 cents a month at the time when I started doing this. I was really that broke. I remember one night me and my wife, we actually had to dig in the couch, search through the entire the spot we were living, just to find 75 cents to walk 3 miles up and down hills. Butch, if you out there, bro, you know what I'm talking about. To be able to get a gallon of water just to drink for a couple of days, right? Because we had no money. It was that bad. But guess what? I didn't give up on myself because I had a family. I can't give up on my family. I gotta be. When you have a family, you gotta make sacrifices. You gotta go hard because you got one life to live, right? And once it's gone, man, my brother used to tell me this when we were kids, man. He said, enjoy these days now, no matter how bad or good they are, because once they're gone, they will never come back. Right? So if you want to have great days in your life now, right, you actually have to start planning and designing your life. And that doesn't happen overnight for some people, okay? I've been in this industry now going on 14 years, and let me tell you, it's been good. I love the fact that I can be able to hang out with people that care about me and my life and where I'm going, and they're not just going to, how should I say, take advantage of the fact that I'm willing, and they're not going to take advantage of you. Put it that way, right? Because we care about you, right? We know, all of us on the panel knows what it's like to be there, right? To be broke, to have cars repossessed. You heard about Justin Iggy talking a minute ago about just getting $2 tips. I can't even imagine that. You see what I'm saying? And for two young men to be able to see that, turn that switch on, and just go with it, man, that speaks volumes to me, right? A few months ago, we were in another opportunity that failed, right? Almost a year ago now, and it hurt me. I went into a depression, you know, and it was kind of like, man, is this really going to work out? I left the military. I told myself I was not going to work for anybody else again. I put my foot down, and then came to Florida, and in that company, it went down, it went into a dark spot, but then something happened. Because of the coaching, because of the mentorship, because of the association, December that just passed, we actually crossed the $12,000 mark, and that was our first month over 10K, right? It took less than 12 months for it to happen, right? Which is powerful simply because, 1, I took action, 2, I followed the training, 3, I took action, and I showed up in my business. I didn't stop until the results came in. Fast forward to that, I was actually watching Justin on social media because, you know, he just started to blow up really, really big. I'd seen him before in other opportunities, just by, you know, at a distance, never really talked to him. I thought he was young and not, you know, kind of goofy or whatever, but no offense, bro. But I went and I told Todd one night, we were on the phone, it was like 2 in the morning. I said, bro, no, I was thinking to myself, I didn't tell him, I was thinking to myself, man, I'm about to join Justin, man, because he's out there making money. He got the BMW, paying his bills, all that good stuff. Like, it's looking good. The money, we're doing good. You know, but then Todd said, bro, I'm about to do it. I said, bro, when you join, give me that link. You don't give it to nobody else because I want to be the first one. Why? Because I didn't know what it was. All I knew was the name. I didn't understand how we get paid. I didn't know how much it was to invest. I didn't know nothing about the company. I didn't know what the website looked like. What I knew was that Justin Beasley, the dude's good at educating, teaching, helping people break through. Todd Dowell, whew, changed my life. Money is the least of my worries right now, right? The least. And that's an awesome feeling, man, because, and I'm not saying that to brag, I'm saying that because people get misconstrued on what money really is. Money is nothing more than your time that you invested that you're enjoying, right? So keep that in mind. Your money is literally your life, right? And that equates to how much money you have. It literally equates to how cool your life is and how much it sucks. And that to actually tell you whether or not the things you're doing, if you need to shift or if you need to keep on going forward. Now, let me tell you something. When I got, oh, she's knocked out. When I became part of this organization, 17 days in, something incredible happened, man. And late night on the phone one night, I'll ask Justin. I said, bro, I was in college. I said, bro, I want to quit school. I don't want to be here anymore. Justin said, yo, if you want to do it, you can have to do it. I quit school. And my life changed, right? I've been traveling all across the U.S. over the last 6 months now, right? I love the beach. I grew up in Paradise in the British Virgin Islands. I'm from the U.S. Virgin Islands, so talking about going to the beach, oh, yeah, I'm the first guy there, and I'm the last one to leave. You better believe it, right? So the reason that I think that you should just stop making excuses, stop trying to find a reason to point the finger, you know, because when you point one, guess what? 4 pointing back at you, because really where you're at in life right now is only 6 months. You're only 6 months ahead of your current reality from your thought process, because thoughts become things, right? And if you're like me and you have a family, I can't put her up there because she's passed on. I don't want her to start crying. My daughter, this is so motivating, man. I can be with her 24/7. 365. I don't have to call in sick. I don't have to ask my boss, because guess what? I'm the boss, man. I can do what I want, right? I can pay myself whenever I want to. I don't have to wait on the 1st, on the 15th. I can get paid every day of the month if I choose to, right? And it's there for you, right? But you got to make a decision. Just because, like you were saying, just because you might be 80 or 8, it don't matter, okay? You can generate income. You can travel the world. You can get paid to do the things that you love to do. You can get paid to spend time with your family. You can get paid for all the failures that you had in the past. You can get paid for the success that you haven't gotten yet, because you have a vision, and a vision is nothing more than something that's not, it's something that's nothing that will become something that one day will become nothing, okay? Thoughts become things. It had to start from a thought first to become reality. This laptop was a thought, okay? People probably thought Steve Jobs was a crazy lunatic kind of dude, and he probably was. And you know what? Being successful, being rich, and wanting to help people and change the world, it is crazy, okay? Because you gotta be crazy to love this kind of stuff. You gotta be crazy to really think that, you know, hey, I'm just gonna care about people and help them make money, and I'm just gonna do that. You gotta be crazy. Who really does that, right? No, let's think about it. But no, it's not crazy. You know what crazy is? It's doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and expecting different results. People go work their job for decades and they never make $10,000 in a single month. But then they come into a business and they expect God to come and say, hey, here's $50,000 a day. It doesn't work that way. You gotta put in work, okay? The price of success is less painful if it's voluntarily paid. If you make the decision and if the decision is not made for you, oh man, trust me, the days you're experiencing that are bad, when you look in that rearview mirror and there's a reason it's tiny, because what's in the past don't matter, right? What's in front of you, like if you look at those floor to ceiling windows just now right there, that's your future, okay? Door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3, they're right there for you, man. And I'm telling you right now, the keys to the kingdom, they're right below this video. Go ahead and click one of those buttons, right? And just make the decision. Get your ticket to Get Rich 2015. Come out with us and we'll teach you how to get rich. I was actually looking at the page. 6- and 7-figure income earners will voluntarily educate you. You don't have to spend money to go to college. It's for 4 years. Just come hang out with us on the beaches of the world. My name is King Leonidas, man. I appreciate all you guys for watching this stuff. I appreciate you for inviting your family on this, because if you don't do this, you don't love your family. Straight up. I love my family. You see my daughter. She's in my arms. Okay? And I'm telling you guys, if you guys want to be able to do that, get rich, come on out. Let's do it, man. Let's turn up. My name is King Leonidas, man, co-founder of No Friend Network. Love you guys. God is love. God, family, business, and everything else will work out because it's your business.
King Leo! Man, dude, I just get pumped up hearing your story, man, because, you know, I spent 5 years in college, right? And I barely made it out. I think I kind of got to the point where I was like, you know, I'm just going to do whatever I have to do to get out of this place. So I ended up just getting a history degree. It's hilarious because a lot of people think I have a business degree. And when you talked about Get Rich 2015, which is our event that we're having August 6th through the 9th on the beaches of Miami, guys. I always say that I'll see you on the beaches of the world and at the bank. And the crazy thing is that's exactly what's going on. Literally, for hardly anything, guys, we're going to show you how to build a 6- and 7-figure business in Miami. right? Where else can you find that? So if you're in college, that's cool, right? Because we love everyone, and we have college students over here making money. Maybe you dropped out of college, right? Just like Justin Manley, who I'll be bringing out, who's just a beast, right? And I'm gonna talk a little bit about him in a second. Guys, what I want you to do, if you're already on a team, go ahead and get your ticket. Right, we already have a lot of people going to the event too, and here's the crazy thing: we're already almost at capacity. So if you're one of those people who wait to the last minute, don't do that to your family, right? Don't do it to your family. Get your ticket as soon as you can. Also, there's hundreds of people on this webinar. I just looked at the numbers. Guys, there's hundreds of people tuning in all across the world right now, right? So we're going to show you how to build a global business, right? A global business. Maybe you're tired of just picking up the phone, right? You know what? Just drop the phone and pick up the paycheck, right? Maybe you're tired of attending all those meetings and stuff. Guys, we're going to show you how to just build a business from your laptop, build a business from your phone. And one of the coolest people to talk about that is one of my favorite people in the whole world, Justin Manley. I remember when I first seen him on the internet. And I was like, dude, I want to sponsor that kid, man. He's a beast, right? And he was doing good. He was doing good. Not yet making the money he deserved. And he came on board over here. In 3 weeks, he did $8,000. Over 8,000 actually. I think it was like 8,200 or something like that, right? In 3 weeks, this dude did $8,200. That's like 3 months or 4 months income for many people in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Not only that, but he has one of the largest teams over here, and he's actually one of the youngest too, which is crazy. And he's a beast. He's a beast. And so you're going to hear from him. Really cool guy. Was in the military at one time, but he decided that he wanted to be an entrepreneur. And so I'm going to pass it over to you, Justin. Create the dream. Manley?
Hey, man, I appreciate the intro, bro. Man, dog, I'm pumped up, especially after that hangout we had earlier. Definitely got a lot of clarity, bro. And where we about to take this thing is it's about to be crazy, bro.
Oh yeah,
literally. Nas over here, he over here clowning and stuff, bro. But hey, man, I'm excited, pumped up, man. All I can say, you know, I don't really do a lot of talking, but you know, before any of you can actually be successful, you have to understand the concept of not being a creature of circumstance, but simply becoming a creator of circumstance, and that's one thing that I've been able to do, and everybody on this panel that you see right now, they've been able to do, because the truth is, instead of letting life hit you, right, when life just completely sucks, right, successful people go out and find a way to make it better, and that's what we're going to teach you here in Next Level. That's what we're going to teach you on this hangout, how you can literally just simply travel the world for a fraction of a cost, right, and go out and make and create whatever income that you want in life. Guys, it's not rocket science. We got a simple system for you. You follow the system, you follow what we teach you, and you'll be able to be successful. Just a little bit about me. I've been in this industry now for about 1.5 years, and just last year went through 3 failed companies, and I think somebody's up there. She good. We've been through 3 failed companies last year. I went through 3 failed companies, and it's crazy because I actually, as you heard JB speak about earlier, said he saw me online. They actually moved their organization over to another company right when I got into this educational company selling these high ticket products. Crazy thing about it was I was able to become one of the top producers over there, hitting the leaderboards consecutive times over my first 2 months in the company out of 300,000 affiliates, which is crazy because I had no prior experience to doing that. And so it just goes to show you that you can do this. It's all about a decision, and that's what I did. I made a decision to go out and instead of saying, hey, I'm going to try this out, I'm going to give it a shot, I said, you know what, there's 6- and 7-figure mentors right now, 6- and 7-figure earners who I have access to, who are absolutely crushing it, and they're no different from me. I can go out and do the same thing, and you can too, and I believe you all can too. Because the truth is, look at it. I'll look at it this way. If you're a guest right now, you're on this hangout. You're on here for a reason, right? The unsuccessful people, right? They don't show up to these hangouts, right? But the people who are successful, right? I believe that because you're on this hangout right now, you are successful, right? Because you showed up, and successful people show up, right? And so I want to thank everyone for taking the time to actually do that. Now the only next step you have to do is take action and become an exclusive member here in our organization by simply clicking that link below. Right? It's really simple. You're gonna get everything you need from training to great mentorship, great leadership, great community of people. Like I love these guys. This organization has literally changed my life, not just made me a lot of money. Being around people like Todd and Justin Beasley and Joseph and Leo and Ignacio and Jazz. She's not on right now, but just being around them, it completely shifted my life, completely shifted my mentality. And what it did for me is it literally allowed me to go out and show other people how to believe in themselves too, right? Got single moms on the team who's actually crushing it out, looking to get ready to, quit their job. Some has already quit their job and went full time in this industry. Others are working towards that. And the reason why is because, guys, it's simple, right? And once you understand it, once you get it, you just go out and you just crush it because you understand that, why working 9 to 5? Why wake up every morning, right, miserable, investing your time, right? And guys, I want you to understand that time is a commodity you can't get back, right? You can't get time back. Money, you can always get money back. Money is a commodity you can always get back. You can always gain more of it. And so when you realize that concept, we have the vehicle here for you to literally create your own economy. And that's what we're doing. We're literally creating our own economy. And we're allowing you to be a part of this. We're allowing you to take action, come out to Miami, hang out with us because we're just cool, right? I mean, it's just the truth. We're just cool. So you get to come out, hang out with us, and have a good time, have a great time, learn some cool stuff, meet some really cool people who are actually dedicated to seeing you succeed, right? And then on top of that, make a lot of money, right? For you and your family because you care about your family, don't you? And that's just the truth, right? And so, with that being said, JV's laughing because, it's the truth, bro. It's just time for people to stop making excuses, as you heard the leaders say, and start taking action, right? What do you want to do? You want to make excuses or make bank deposits? I like making bank deposits, so I'm not going to make any excuses. And we have the vehicle, travel industry being the sexiest industry in the world, and it's just fun. Right, it's just fun, and then we got some cool stuff we're gonna be releasing really soon. So I'm gonna pass it over before I spill all the beans because y'all know how I do because I get so pumped up and excited. Man, bro,
Dude.
Hey, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for
me too, man. I'm just over here. Let me see, because I'm echoing a little. Yeah, man. I'm just over here seeing how people are already joining, right? We haven't even told people how they can get in, right? There's people being added to the Facebook group, already being welcomed. They're crushing it. And so what I'm actually going to do right now, because there's some of you, and you're like, you know what? I love everything I'm hearing right now, and I'm just ready to get in, right? There's actually a button on this page that says, yes, I'm ready to join. Right? Some of you, you've been like hovering over it with your mouse, or maybe you've been hovering over it with your finger, like, man, I want to join. I just want you to go ahead and just click it right now, right? I want you to go ahead and just click it. I want you to go ahead and get started on our team, fill out the form, guys. And then, not only that, go ahead and fill it out right now. Then, once you fill it out, because it only takes like 2 minutes, right, jump back on this webinar, and we're going to show you how to build your six-figure business. Okay, so go ahead and do that right now if you're ready, right? Because there's several people watching. I can feel it. and you're ready to sign up right now. Somebody invited you to this thing, right? Maybe you played around for a little while and said, you know what, I'm just going to kind of wait a little, and then you just decided now to get in. And maybe this is your first time seeing it, and you're just excited and pumped up because you know in your heart that you really want to do something cool for your kids or your family. Right? And you just decide to get into, and then there's someone else on here, and you already joined 10 minutes ago, so you've been welcomed into the Facebook group. There's still hundreds of people on this thing. I'm excited and pumped up, and not only that, but we're going to pivot to one of my best friends. This dude's absolutely incredible. I met him a year ago, right? A little over a year ago, back in January of 2014. And when I first met him, it was crazy because we were in another business and we were like at a party or something, and I turned around and I was like, oh my God, that's Todd Dowell, right? That's Todd Dowell, and because I had seen this guy like crushing it out. I mean, $50,000 months, right? $50,000 months, man. This dude was crushing it out. He's already created over 7 figures in this industry. Right, guys, you're learning just not from people who say, right, because there's a lot of imposters building businesses and people who are fake and stuff like that, guys. We have real people getting real results over here. Guys create over 7 figures, one of the best people when it comes to building a business online who can teach and train on it. Absolutely phenomenal because he has a big heart and he cares. He cares, right? And he has some really good ideas that we're going to be releasing for you guys really soon, but I'm not going to spoil it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it over to the traffic and conversions guru himself, Todd Dowell. Todd Dowell, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Dude, you're just always so chill, right?
Yeah. I am real chill all the time.
Bro, I'm passing it over to you, man. Take it away.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the good info and the nice entry that you gave me here. Yeah, it's true. Me and JB actually met a year ago, and it was at this stadium party. And it kind of leads to where we're going with what we're growing here. Is that, you know, we met in that situation there, and it's true. You know, we join companies, but we stay around for the relationships that we build within those companies. And so it's cool that we make money and everything. And when you go into a company or when you start generating income, you'll see that there may be months in those companies where you don't make the money that you wanted to make, but you stay around because you have friends that were involved in this opportunity, that relationships that you built and masterminds that you've collaborated with, and equal minds that you share information with and actually get those aha moments. So just, you know, I want to fast forward. Can I be real with everybody here? Can I be real on this hangout here?
Dude, you got to. You got to be real, man. You got to be real, bro.
No, I mean, 100% real. Okay. Everybody knows, well, a lot of people know my story, and I'll just go over it a little briefly with you guys, okay? Before I actually got into internet marketing, okay, I was actually in the warehouse industry. When I was in high school, I worked at Walmart. I was loading and unloading trucks by hand. So I stumbled inside of that industry, and I kept on doing that while I was in high school. Went to college for 2 years, and I was like, this is not for me. Like, I went to college, I studied, I had got good grades and everything, but it just wasn't, my heart wasn't into it. You know, eventually I stopped going to class. And so I saw another avenue that I wanted to go. I knew that I didn't want to talk, you know, be bossed around or micromanaged, or you're just being told what to do all the time with my life. So when I got into, shortly after that, I had hit a point where I didn't have a job. It was like 6 months down the road, and I was faced with a decision of either going into the military, you know, because my father was in the military. He was in there for 20 years. So that, you know, I've actually traveled to different places. So with that military background and faced with that decision, do I go out and get into the military, or do I actually go do some truck driving. So those are my two options. I decided to go into truck driving, and about a year into driving trucks, going through all kinds of ups and downs, having meltdowns because I had to work or actually be on the road for 2 weeks before I even could come home for 3 days. And when you're away that long, and some of you probably can relate, if you've traveled to different places and been on the road all the time, you know, your family wants to see you, and then you got your friends that want to hang out with you and kick it and go to the clubs and turn up the bottles and all that kind of stuff. So when I was, you know, back then, you know, I was 21 years old, so that's the kind of things that I was doing. And so when I got home, I was extremely tired all the time, but I didn't want to waste my time sleeping it away. I spent all that time hanging out with my friends and whatnot. So after doing all of that for 2 years, after actually a year in, I actually got into a trucking accident. Some of you know what hydroplaning is. The trailer got out of control, and you know, it was basically gliding against water. And I ended up going off into this embankment. But the only thing that stopped me was the end of my trailer got caught on the highway, and I hit a couple of trees on the way down. Now, I didn't get, like, I didn't have any injuries or anything like that, but I really, at that moment, it was like a wake-up call again. You probably had some of these wake-up calls in your life where you were doing something, you really didn't want to do it, but in that moment, that wake-up call was like, dude, you could seriously die from doing this stuff. And the only reason why you're doing it is because of the money. There wasn't any type of relationships that you had in that company. You don't like the surroundings. You like the income, and that's basically it. So even though I had that scare, 2 weeks later I was back on the road with another company, and I carried on with that company for another year until I eventually said, you know what, this I had enough. I don't care if I'm making money or not. Like, I'm done driving trucks. I quit truck driving, and I came to a point where I was like, man, I'm still stuck in this warehouse industry for another 2 years. With all of those clues that I had in my life, I continued to be in the industry. I ended up being a forklift driver and working that job for, I think it was about a year and a half, something like that. And I eventually got fired from that job, okay? And that's where my internet marketing experience started. I started reading books. I started studying audios. I started buying several products. That's how I learned. The big mistake that I made was not being around mentors that were making more money than me, that could teach me some of the stuff and kind of steer me in the right direction. All I did was spend money on products. And that's how I got into affiliate marketing, as we know. So, like, if you're looking at my background, affiliate marketing is totally different from what we're doing right now, but it still meshes together because you still need what? Traffic, and you still need to learn what? How to get conversions when you're driving traffic, how to understand people's behaviors, how to understand how people make decisions, what makes people make an emotional decision on joining a company or taking that leap of faith and spending money that they would otherwise spend it on other crap that deteriorates in value, such as having a barbecue for the weekend and buying like $500 worth of barbecue for the entire family so everybody can eat for one weekend. Spending money going to the bar, spending money that you really don't have. You're borrowing from skimming next week's food allowance so that you can go to the bar and act like you're a baller, spending a bunch of money on drinks, shots, going to another club, taking that money, spending it on the entrance to that club, and then possibly, if you're lucky, I guess, take home a woman or a man or whatever your preference is, and act like a boss. Now, I say these things to be real because some of us have done it, but none of us have really talked about it. And the money that you're spending on it, you have to ask yourself, is that money going to help me in my future? Is that money going to help put knowledge in my brain? Is that money going to help me grow as a person and finally get to understand what it is that I want to do for my life, right? We all want to be free, but not everybody, every one of us wants to go out there and do what it takes to become free. And that includes education, and that includes having a mentor. See, in school, it's the instructor. You're learning from the instructor, He's giving you examples. He's showing you different things on what you need to learn. He's breaking them down in front of you. But imagine if you had school, right? And you had these stack of books, but you had no instructor. So you had to go through all of these books, study all of the every component of what you're trying to study for, but with no instructor. Imagine doing that and throwing an instructor in there. Life is a lot easier. So like in school, we never knew like the money part of the money aspect, the money education was never there. And that's kind of like what we did online, you know. And some people don't understand why, you know, there's a lot of people that say this is a scam, that's a scam. That's the only reason why they say that is because they are not educated in that field. When you get educated in this field, you understand that those people just didn't know what they were talking about. They were just trying to protect you, right? Your family and friends say this is a garbage or this is a pyramid scheme. That's only because they love you and they don't know about this field. They don't know what's going on. They don't know that there's millions to be made. They see people saying that they made a lot of money, but they've never seen people. They never talked to someone. They never understood how that person thinks. So by partnering up with us, not only you're going to get the knowledge from us, the trainings that you need, the wisdom from being out there, failing and doing, you know, steering from this direction and steering in that direction, joining this company and joining that company and failing, spending a bunch of money and not getting a much money in return. But you're also going to be able to grow with us as we continue to grow. Every one of us on this panel, including the people that's watching here, have a lot of growing to do. Okay? And it's going to be your choice to either grow with us or to continue to go out there and fail or find or follow someone that does not have the success that you want or the lifestyle that you want. More importantly, it's the lifestyle more than just the money, right? If we look at things and say, if I have to work like a dog, like I'm at in a corporate world, and I'm making 6 figures, what kind of life will I have if I continue to do this for the next 5 years? If you have a job right now, if you're working that, truthfully, in 5 years, what kind of life would you have continuing to work that job? Now, I'm not saying that jobs are horrible. You know, if you love your job, hey, I love your job too. But at the same time, the life that you live, there's a reason why you're watching this video right now. There's a reason why you're watching this hangout, is because you want something better. There's something that we have that's attractive that makes you want to go take action and do something different to get a different result. Everybody's heard that saying, and that's the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It's not going to happen. So by doing something different and understanding that there are people on this panel that have done what you want to do, now your vision is aligning with the future that you want to create for yourself. Will it happen overnight? Of course not. It took me 7 years to get to where I am today. It took me 3.5 years to get to $1 million online. I can tell you, like, the time frame, like when I first started, the first month I made like $5 in Google AdSense money. I was trying to be a YouTube star. That was the funniest guy in the world, doing all kinds of skits, putting wigs on. I did everything because that's what I wanted to do, right? I wanted to be that YouTube star, that kid that everybody looks up to, that has like 1 million views, 1 million subscribers on my YouTube channel. But I quickly figured out, you know what? Like, I'm just doing this because I want to make the money like them, but I don't really like doing it, right? So when I continue to do that, like $5 here, $10 there, okay, this sucks. I'm just going to stop doing this. Then I got into affiliate marketing. I started using YouTube marketing. I started making a couple dollars here and there. It was a lot more than doing those funny, crazy skits. But then I seen the future. I was like, I like not being in the picture, making the money, but then at the same time spending the money on things that I wanted to do, right? So I use it as a vehicle. So like the time frame, and this is the truth, folks, the time frame was like this: $5, $100. Then I had my first $700 day. It was a complete accident, but it happened, and when it did happen, something shifted in my mind. I understood that it wasn't, even though there's gurus out here making $700 in a day, But when I hit that, totally by accident, it shifted something into my mind to where I was like, there is a bigger picture. This stuff is real. And now my mind opened up to where I started having multiple $700 days in my business. I figured out what was working for me, and I continued to do it until I perfected it. Then I started learning something else. The biggest mistake that I made that kind of crashed my income a little bit was I thought I was a master at everything. So I felt like I mastered one thing, but in reality, that was just one week that I had some simple success, but I didn't know how I had it, how I made it. So when I started going, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to master Twitter. I'm going to master YouTube. I'm going to master webinars. That was the worst thing that I ever did, because now my focus is spread out in different areas. So, and then I started joining other programs, and I went into this repetitious cycle again. So what I'm saying here is, like, when you see the vision of how you could create that income, and when it actually, you dial in on it and you make the income, it opens up your mind to the possibilities of even making more, of it living the lifestyle that you want, to traveling different places, not worrying about how many days you need to take off. The first year of my internet marketing, when I had that $700 day, that was my first $100,000 year online. My first $100,000 year. How do you go from making $5 in a month 3 months prior to now making 6 figures that year? It was just a mindset shift. Fire built up inside of me to the point where I know it's possible. I did it before. I can do it again. It's like riding a bike. You ride it, you get on there and you ride, you fall off, you get back on, and you keep on going. Eventually, it'll get to the point where it's like you build up this muscle memory to where you can't forget it. And so from that point on, like, when you hit 6 figures, then it just, like, 200,000 is nothing. 300,000 is nothing. $50,000 a month is nothing, because it's muscle memory that you're building up. So throughout all those years of doing that and getting to where I am today and being able to influence other people and showing them that it is possible, that, look, you can sit in your living room. You don't have to get a fresh cut every day. This is what it's about. Having a rough beard, not caring. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to go to corporate America. So you don't really care what you look like. That's what it really is, right? We can look official, but what's the point if we're not living the way that we want to live, right? We're just living the way that corporate wants us to live. So I mean, I think that's the whole point of our mastermind and what we're doing here, and some of the future stuff that we got coming in the future. You know, we're not going to release those details until later, but I can tell you that it is huge. Think about like a $1 billion brand. Everything that encompasses a $1 billion brand. Okay, I want you guys to think about that before you go to sleep tonight. Just think bigger than what you're thinking now. Anything is possible. That's all I wanted to say and share with you guys. I didn't come from a $1 million family. My dad was not rich. He despised the marketing style that I'm doing right now. Even to this day, he's like, dude, you should go back to school, get an education, get a good job.
Yeah.
To this, you know, you can love them, you can make the income, you can show them that the money is real, but at the end of the day, they're still going to have their same morals and the same way of thinking. And you can't change that. It's because they love you and they want to see you thrive. Okay, but most of the time they want to see that you do it their way. Okay, but there is a better way, of course.
Dude, that was powerful, man. Bro, that was so powerful, man. I was just sitting there like in a trance, right? Right, trying to join again, you know? And here's the crazy thing about it. The viewers are still going up, right? The viewers are still going up. We have more people tuning in all across the world. Hey guys, if you're watching this, what I want you to do is, if you've already had breakthroughs so far from watching, I want you to go ahead and comment below and let us know the breakthroughs that you're having. Also, if you have any questions, because we may do a little quick Q&A live and different things like that, because a lot of people always have questions for us about how do you do this, how do you do that, right? And so we'll do that too. We're actually paying attention to the comment area. And a lot of times, the crazy thing that I realized when I was actually stuck in my business, right? Because I had built several businesses before and never was really making the money that I knew I deserved. And I spent a lot of time in college. I actually got started in my first business while I was in college. A friend sent me a text, and I never forget. I was walking, I think, back to my dorm room, and I got a text from a friend. He said, "Hey, what are you doing tonight? You want to come check, something out?" So I went and checked it out. And there was a lady who was making $50,000 a year, right? I mean, we got people in this town making $50,000 a month, right? And so she was $50,000 a year, and I was sitting there listening to everything she had to say, just like you guys are listening now. And something popped in my head, and I began to see my future. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna be rich, right? I'm gonna be rich. And that was the first start. That was my first start. I was 18 at that time. That for my first month, I made an extra $1,000. And my question to you is, what can an extra $1,000 do for you and your family? Right? What bills can be taken care of? Right? Maybe you'll finally have some extra money. Right? Maybe you're already behind on your bills and you're stressing out about how you're going to even get to the end of the month. I know, right, guys? I've been traveling all across the country having these conversations with people. I actually be flying out in the morning to North Carolina, right? Guys, it's tough. It's tough out there. People are looking for a way where they don't have to change necessarily who they are. They can still be themselves, learn a few skills, and start using the internet to build their business. Right? Maybe you are tuning into this training because you got an email, or maybe you seen something on Facebook and you saying, you know what, I'm ready to start making more money using the internet. Maybe you're already currently in the business and you're tired of the crap that they're teaching you, right? And guys, we've been there, right? We've been there. We've done just about everything, and I'm not making fun of how anyone builds their business because you find your own secret sauce, but I do believe that there's a better way. I do believe that you can build a business while having a life. I believe that you can make more money than you've ever made before, ever in your life, literally by learning a few skills. And it doesn't have to take you spending 5 years in college just like me. In the next 5 months, what can your life be when you team up with us? Right? What things can happen? And so I actually thought to make $10,000 a month that you have to have secret powers, right? Like magical powers, you know? If you're ready to have your first six-figure year, I believe that what I'm about to say is going to change your business. I thought that you had to have superpowers to make $10,000 a month. I was like, man, what am I not doing? Because the most I had ever made in a month was like, I don't know, $2,000, and that was from a refund check. So like almost 5 times that amount. And now $10,000 wouldn't even pay my bills, right? Well, just about, right? And the crazy thing was there's several things that you need in place to make that happen. It's crazy, the viewers are going up now that I'm talking about like how to make a 6-figure income, right? I think some people were asleep or something that they heard how to do it, and so they just woke up, right? No, people, our hangouts are the best, hands down. You'll never find the energy and the trainings that we do over here anywhere else. The first thing that you need is you need a way to sell and make money, right? And so if you have no product, right, then you can't make any money. So I think that's like common sense. You just won't wake up and then there's $10,000 in your bank account, right? We're all adults here. You need a product to sell, okay? Which is what we have over here. First, a good product, right? Because you can actually sell crap, but it won't make you feel good when you go to sleep at night. So you want a really great product that people can buy, okay? So you already have that. Let's go on to number 2. The second thing that you need really is a mindset shift, okay? And a lot of people don't get this because if you're uncomfortable with money, you'll never get rich, right? If you have problems with money, if you're one of those people that say, oh, money doesn't grow on trees, right? That's how I grew up. My parents were saying money doesn't grow on trees. When it started to rain outside, right, my parents had us turn off all the lights. Right? Because either we were going to get electrocuted or it was going to run up the utility bill, right? My parents used to keep the house extremely cold because if you change the temperature in the house, it'll drive up the the utility bill or whatever. Now I just like I'll walk by and just keep pressing buttons because I don't even care anymore, right? On a little thermostat, right? And so if you got weird problems with money, right, and beliefs about money, then you'll never get rich, right? If you believe that you actually have to be physically working to make money, right, you'll never have freedom. Guys, we make money independent of time, right? I was actually in Colorado this past weekend hanging out with some friends who have made, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. And there was a guy there, and I think he was like someone's cousin or something. And we were at this little bar, and all of a sudden, one of my friends, they had an $800 payment come to their phone, right? They got a notification for $800. And we're just sitting there, like, having a few drinks, and all of a sudden, he's like, dude, I just made $800. And it's pretty normal to us, right? I mean, making way more than that is pretty normal. And the guy who was the cousin, he was shocked. He's like, wait, did you really just make $800? He's like, yeah, dude. Well, what's the problem? He's like, how did you do that, right? He's like, oh, well, we run a business independent of time. So we can be in here having drinks, hanging out with friends, and we still have a business, right, that's generating money for us while we're sleeping, while we're having fun with friends, while we're at church, right, while we're grocery shopping, all these things, we make money independent of time. We don't have to physically be there. Like, he was amazed. He was absolutely amazed, right? And it was a different shift in the mindset that we had versus him, because he said that he has to work physically hard to make a few $1,000s a month, right? Waking up at 5 a.m. and getting off at 7 at night. And the whole time we've been hanging out that whole weekend doing fun stuff, and in that weekend we made more money than he did the entire month working his job, right? Completely different mindset. And so you have to have that. Now, if you're trying to figure out how do I get that mindset, here's the thing. You have to be around people who are already there. It's the fastest way to move. Imagine if you were able to hang out with Todd for one day. Right? Right? Imagine if you're able to hang out with Todd for one day on the beach. Well, that's what's going to happen for many of you who already got your ticket to Get Rich 2015. Right? And if you don't, you can actually, there's a gold button beneath this video. You can just click there and go ahead and get your ticket, just like everybody else on the team's already doing. Being around other people who are already there is the fastest way to move. Fastest way to move. If you want to triple your income, get connected to people who are already there. Right? That's why we're called the Next Level Mastermind. A mastermind is a group of people who share ideas, right, to help further everybody's future. To help further everybody's future. Right? Get around people who are already connected. That's why some people join. I have had people literally hit me up and say, dude, I'm tired of being at $5,000 a month. I'm joining you. Right? I'm ready to actually have my first 6-figure year. Right? We've had people join our movement because they're serious about making more money. If that's you, I want you to go ahead and sign up right now. I want you to go ahead and click that button that says, yes, I'm ready, and get in right now. Right? Here's the other thing that you want. You want training. Right? You want people who are proven, who have proven results that can teach you and train you exactly how they've done it. Guys, we have over 50 trainings, and we're going to be adding more this week coming to our back office. The moment you get started, you have access to trainings, 6- and 7-figure strategies, right? Automatically, the moment you get in, right, we show you how we use the internet to build our business. Simple stuff. If you're already on Instagram, you're already on there anyway, but you're not even making money. So why not go through our trainings, right, and start building a business so you can have freedom? Start making an extra $500, an extra $1,000 a month while you're working your job, right? We're not telling you to go out there and quit your job. If you want to replace your income, we'll show you how to do that. Right? We got trainings, everything you need to start having success immediately. Okay? And the last thing, guys, we have a system. And with that system, we have what's called duplication and leverage. If you ever want to have freedom in your life, you need leverage. Right? You need leverage in your life. This means the ability to make money, right, independent of time, while also helping other people make money. Right? That's the power of leverage over here, guys. Literally, this hangout right here, there are people on our team all across the world who shared this same video right here to other people, and they're signing up right now. Guys, the notifications are coming to my phone. People are getting started right now, and all they have to do is share a video with their friends or people on Facebook. How simple is that, right? We're on here teaching and training, right? Sharing a vision, showing you how you can make more money, and all you got to do is just post the link. That's it, right? And we do it for you. Why? Because people, they want to hear what we have to say. Guys, that's the power of our movement. That's the power of what's going on. That's why you have people like Tobiah, who's having more success than he's ever had before in his life. That's why you have people like Jay Lee, right? You have people like Tyler. You have people like Natasha, right? You have people like Scott, right? Scott has signed up three people today in his business. And I'm not sure if he's ever had success like that before, right? Hey, guys, if you pumped up, I want you to comment below because we're going to be passing it back to the leaders. And I see, so, guys, we still have hundreds of people on this thing, which is insane. We have Leslie, right? Leslie, who's crushing it in her business, right? Crushing it. You got Jason. I see this is so powerful and amazing systems plus mentors equals success. We got Jacob, right? Crushing it. Pamela, right? Guys, we have people from all backgrounds and all walks of life. I had another top earner in the company give me a call today, and she called me. She said, Justin, you have you guys over there, you have the most diverse group of people inside of this thing. This is not just for white people. This is not just for black people. This is not just for Asians, right? This is not just for Hispanics, guys. This is for people who believe big. This is for people who are serious about going out there and not just walking into their future, but taking leaps into their future, right? That's what we're doing here, taking quantum leaps. People started with us and 3 months later quitting their job, like Ignasio did, making his first $3,000. People like Carrie, who's a single mom, making several $1,000s a month in her business. Guys, we have people like Jericho who never had success before coming over here and making money. Right? College students like Jalen, right? People in their careers like Jordan Johnson. Right? People who've never had success before, like Courtney Bowman, right? And now his team's 3 times the size it was last month. Right? Crazy, making more money than they've ever made before in their business, guys. That's why we do what we do. That's why we're here. That's why you're watching this video, right? Because you're fed up. You're tired of the bull crap, right? You're in a business and they keep telling you to do all these things, and you know it doesn't work, and they know it doesn't work either because they're not doing it, right? But they're telling you to do it. It gets to a point where you're just tired of the bull crap. You're ready to drop the phone. You're ready to pick up the paycheck. You're ready to go hang out on the beaches of the world while your business is building on autopilot. Guys, we show you how to have freedom. We show you how to have freedom. That's what we're doing over here. That's our vision to create 1,000 six-figure earners. My question for you, if you're watching this, is will you be the next one? If you're on this hangout, I want you to comment below right now in the comment area and tell us you're all in and that you're the next six-figure earner on this team. All those people that I see do that, right? We're gonna start. We're gonna start sharing some cool stuff with you over this next week, guys. We're about to release this upcoming Wednesday something big that's gonna completely change the way you make money forever. Forever. Completely change the way that you make money forever. Dude, I want to just kind of tell people what's going on. We gotta give them just a little tease. Gotta give them a little tease. Okay. So I think everybody wants to give a little tease, right? Guys, look.
Hey, Justin.
Look, Todd.
Hey, Justin. A couple of years ago, right? You had a vision in your mind. You probably didn't know how you was gonna get there, but you did everything it took in your mind and in your power to get to where you are right now, right?
Yep.
And you envisioned a condo. You envisioned living in a thriving city. You envisioned living on a white couch with red pillows.
Yeah.
with a nice masterpiece painting in your living room. with your own flat screen TV, because back then you didn't have those things and you always wanted them. You envisioned them. You probably looked at pictures. What would you say is like the biggest thing that pushed you in that area? What made you? Because here's the truth. There's a lot of people right now that are in bad spots, that are living in places they don't want to live in. They're living with people they don't want to live with. They're working jobs that they don't like. They're being micromanaged indirectly. What made you push through all of that? What pushed you, like, if there's a penny on the edge of a table, what pushed you over the edge and started making you do what you need to do?
Well, yeah, that's a really good question, man, because I actually, as soon as you said that, I remember when I was laying down my bed and I took like my last $20 to buy this book. And it was called, it was actually a spiritual book by Joseph Prince. It was talking about how we already have the abundant life, right? And all we have to do is just open ourselves up to receive it. And I remember I spent my last $20. I had hardly no money, right? People were making fun of me. They're like, dude, you have a college degree and you don't even have any money, right? And I made a decision right then and there that was the last day that I was just going to play small in my life. I made a decision right there that was the last day I was going to make decisions based on my current bank account and start making decisions based on where I wanted to go. Right? That right there was a huge shift because most people are making decisions based on their bank account. Right? They're saying, oh, well, man, there's no way that I'll be able to have a condo like that. Man, there's no way I'll be able to drive a car like Todd. Right? All these things, come up with all these excuses, and instead of making excuses, right, instead of making looking at my bank account as a reason to not take action, I looked at the lack of money in it as a reason to. Right? Not having is what pushed me. Right? Most people get comfortable in their situation. They expect the struggle. They expect the next paycheck to have no money. They expect, right, for things to be hard and tough. They expect to work hard and barely be able to get by. When is it just time out for living a life where you're just getting by? When you only have enough money to go and get you a hamburger at the end, right? Or you don't even have enough money to take care of your stuff. When are you going to make the decision to start getting ahead? Because most people are getting by, they're not getting ahead. And that's what it was. I actually looked at this condo complex. I moved in March. And I came and looked at this condo complex in November. And at the time, I was doing okay. I was doing fine, but I knew where I needed to be able to really afford something like this. And in 5 months, I moved in, right? Yeah.
Like you could not afford to take that leap to be there because you knew what would happen when you got there, right? So that's like it's totally opposite from what everybody else does. They look at the price tag and like, I can't afford that. You can't not afford to get that or to be there because when you get there, you operate from a higher vibrational standpoint, and that attracts bigger things in your life.
Exactly. I got this very condo just so every morning I wake up, I'll feel absolutely rich. Right? And the truth is I do. And I'm not saying that to be weird or anything, but when you're overlooking, right, and have one of the best views in the city, and you get on your elevator and there's people in scrubs with a name tag that says doctor, and I park behind a Lamborghini every day, right? You have no choice but to start making more money, period, right? People walk in this condo and they just sign up, right? They're like, dude, I don't know what you're in, but I'm joining, right? People watch videos of me in here and they're just like, I'm in, right? I got to do this. I did this for the team, right? 2 years ago, my car was repossessed, right? For Christmas, this past Christmas, I bought myself a new BMW. And I said, you know what, it's time out for games, right? I'm going to show people what's possible. I'm going to show people who failed most of their life that they can actually succeed if they really want to, right? Because you got to want this, and you got to want it bad. You got to be willing to do whatever it takes. If you're not willing to do that, we're not looking for you, right? We want people who are serious about their future, people who are serious about their dream, If that's you, you already know what to do. You've already made the decision to get. I don't tell people to join. Right? People just want to get in. They're like, you know what? Everything they've said on the Hangout's true. I'm in. Right?
It may not, like, for a lot of people, it may not just be about getting like a condo or something like that. Somebody might want to donate a couple $1,000,000, or be Akon that's donating all that money to Africa, or they may want to just travel the world and give up everything at home and just be that backpacking person or something.
Yeah, dude. Because that's what people are doing, right? Whatever your whatever your dream is, right? Maybe you don't want to have all of this. Maybe you want to just have several $100,000s in your bank account, right, for your kids' college. Or maybe you want to, like Todd said, just be able to backpack across Europe and be able to do it and just pull out your laptop and work whenever you want, right? Or maybe you want to just give more money to your church and community. We have pastors over here, right, making thousands of dollars a month extra, right, besides whatever their job is and besides whatever they're doing for their church, right? We have people who are over here making money so they can launch other dreams of speaking, of being music artists, being just doing all kinds of things, right? What if you could have that? What if you could have that? Man, this is powerful. What I'm going to do, let me see if we have any quick questions. I know sometimes people ask questions, and then we're going to pass it back to the leaders. Let's see. Tobias said, Todd's speaking about me, right? Right? Leslie says, I'm all in the next six-figure earner. I believe you, right? Tobias, what, you're going to be traveling all the world? Traveling all across, right? Gotta love this team. Lawrence, I'm all in. Lakeisha, I see you. Jackie, all in. From Leslie, I'm crying because it's my breakthrough season, right? I believe that. I believe that you're having your breakthrough. I believe that this is going to be the year where you're going to be able to look back and see everything change. I believe that you're going to have more success you've ever had in your life. And the confidence that you need to do it, you're having it right now. Right, man? It's powerful what's happening. We got Sachi. We got Dee Dee, right? 60 days. She's giving herself 60 days to make more money than she's ever made, right? Latasha, I'm all in. Right? Keisha, Kim, next six-figure earner. Right? Carrie, right? She's killing it. She builds her business with her baby right there. Right? She's able to build her business with her child right there. Right? We got Michelle that just got her ticket to the event. Right? Michelle Crowder just got her ticket to the event. Right? We got Jay. He said he's all in. Right? Look at Pastorpreneur. Right? All in. Right? Pastor Morton. We got Jericho. All in. We got Buddha. All in. Right? We got Butch. All in. Everybody's pumped up. Guys, I'm going to pass it back. I'm going to start with Justin Manley. Guys, and I want you to give your best little secret, your best tip. Dude, you did $8,000 in 3 weeks. What was the mindset that caused you to have that?
Well, pretty much, bro, was just like how Todd was just explaining, you know, like your whole vision, right, of having the condo and, you know, the white sofa with the red pillows and overlooking, you know, the beautiful city. I mean, really, it's all about just developing that clarity in your vision and having it be crystal clear, having it be really vivid. And that's pretty much what I did. You know, not taking no for an answer and simply following the instructions from my mentors and not necessarily copying exactly what they were doing, but modeling the things that they were teaching me to do and just going out and executing, man. Like, that's the most important thing that I feel like people need to do. Understanding that you don't need to reinvent the wheel because what we have for you in place works, and there's a reason why it works because we know what we're doing, and we know how to get people results. And for me, you know, it's just all out action, bro. Ever since you've known me, even before, you know, even before me getting locking arms with you in next level, back in, my previous company, where again, I hit the leaderboards, you know, consecutively, twice, within the first, 2 months of me being in that company out of 300,000 affiliates with no prior experience. I mean, the truth is, it's just making a decision, man, and just going out and get it. And I know you guys hear me say that a lot, but that's really what it is. Like, I'm really a simple guy. I'm nobody special. I don't, like, if you poke me with a pin, like, I'm not gonna bleed like any like green blood or any crazy freaky stuff like that. Like, I just I just made a decision, to go out and having a 3-year-old daughter now who, is my absolute pride and joy, who, is my why, knowing that that this opportunity, knowing that this vehicle is here and it's available, I have access to it for a very, very, very small fee, is like, it's like it's a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer for me, and I just, like I said, just went out and made a decision and took action. And not only that, but now in this opportunity we have now, I've grown. Every event we've had, I've grown as a person, I've grown as a marketer, I've grown as a mentor, I've grown as a leader. And what it's allowed me to do is it's allowed me to be able to go out and teach people, like Carrie, who you were talking about earlier, who's been with me since the last company we were in, and she's been completely crushing it out in her business. Very proud of her for staying consistent, and that's another thing too. Consistency is so important. I know, there are times where you get discouraged or whatever, and you start beating yourself up for things. But the truth is, you just have to remember why you're doing this stuff, and it'll help you get through all of the growing pains. Like, you got people like, like Raven, who has no experience. This is what brings me joy, being able to see that I can bring in somebody who has absolutely no experience in marketing whatsoever, and simply show them how to believe, help them believe more in themselves, right? Because that's really all it is. That's the first step of being successful, is developing that strong belief, where, because I'm gonna tell you, like, there's two types of beliefs, right? You got this belief that people have. There's a belief level that people have where, oh well, maybe it'll work out. I believe it will. I'll give it a shot. I'll try it out. And then, you get to a certain point where you stop believing like that, and it's the next level of belief, and that next level of belief is it's no longer just believing it. You actually know that this works, and you know that you're going to be successful. And the moment that you realize that, you just unconsciously become successful, and that's how success works, guys. Like, one thing I noticed about, just my journey in general is the success that I've been able to create. I look back, and I know where I came from and where I'm at now, and I can honestly say, like, it happened unconsciously, and that's how success happens. Success happens unconsciously. It's kind of like your heart. Your heart beats, right? And you don't actually tell your heart to beat; it just does it, right? And that's exactly what success is like. Over time, you'll start seeing, like, this major shift, because the whole time you've been grinding it out, you've been sweating, you've been working hard, and you just been out there, putting in the work. Over time, what happens is people begin to just start showing up, and the next thing you know, you're having, these 10K months, right? And you're doing it in 30 days, and you're like, wow, like, it's not even the money that you even appreciate the most. It's the fact that where you came from, and what you had to endure, and just the overall fight, right? To just learning learning this stuff and implementing it and just going out and when that breakthrough happens, it's the most amazing feeling that a person can actually have, man. And I'm just extremely blessed to be a part of this. And I thank you, JB, for believing in me. I thank everybody on this panel for believing in me, and I thank everybody in my downline on my team for believing in me, and everybody that is a guest right now on this hangout. We all believe in you, and I want you to understand that tonight you have the opportunity to literally change your life, literally shift everything that's happening in your life right now. No matter what you're going through, you may be struggling right now. You may hate your job. You may be miserable. Your wife is throwing things at you. I mean, things is just going crazy for you right now. But I'm telling you right now, tonight you have the opportunity to change that and simply do something different. Simply step up, because the truth is, that wife you got, that kids you got, that family you have, they're counting on you to step up. And again, like I said before, the people who don't show up, they're not the ones that's going to be successful. But if you're a guest right now on this hangout, guys, you showed up, and because you showed up, I know that you're an action taker, and it's simple. The link's below for you to click to get involved in what we're doing. And again, we have the mentorship, we have the system in place. I mean, guys, it's plug play. It's all about showing up and taking action, bro. And that's what I did. That's pretty much what I did. And modeling, guys like Todd Dowell and JB, and then other leaders, in the industry who make millions, learning from them, and just taking everything that I learned and implementing it and creating my own brand. And that's something that really helped me out too, was being able to develop that brand to where that awareness is there, and people now know. I'm not saying I'm the most famous person in the world, but it's kind of crazy to see the level of influence that's been created, all because of I stay consistent. And I'm not saying that to brag or boast. I'm saying that because it's possible for you to go out and do the same thing, because we have everything you need here to be able to become that person that you want to become. So, with that being said, bro, um, definitely that's some of the key things that I looked at and executed to be able to develop the amount of success that I've had here in this organization, bro.
Oh yeah, bro. Powerful stuff, man. Appreciate you. And thank you for sharing what you over the past several minutes. Um, let's see. Somebody might have to mute you. I think that's over on your side, Justin. I gotta mute you, brother. All right, Leo hopped on it real quick, huh? And yeah, I just got an inbox message from someone who just joined the team, and they said they just got started. So big shout out to you, Lorenzo. Glad to have you on the team. You just got started over here with us, and we just had actually 4 people in the past several minutes get their ticket for Get Rich too. Guys, people are just dreaming big and believing big over here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna jump over to let's jump over to Leo, and for him to kind of give a little more before we start closing things out. Oh, see, look, Jonesy starts showing his picture now. He's probably doing a few push-ups, And but Leo, I'm gonna pass it over to you, brother.
Yeah, man. Thanks for that, man. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you good, man.
I'm pumped up, man. This is probably the most fun I have just chilling at the house, doing, you know what I'm saying, just doing the things that I love to do most is just hanging out with people that have touched my life, right? Touched my life, being able to touch others and influence them and bridge the gap. You know what I'm saying? Like, first off, like Todd was saying earlier, he was talking about, you know, people go out and they spend money on things that are not going to grow them mentally, get their mind stimulated, really help them to advance their life. And if you really just focus all your energy into things that are not taking you into the direction you want, guess what's going to happen? You're going to go into where your focus is, because energy goes where focus flows, right? Straight up, energy goes where focus flows. Please write that down. Remember that, because think about, again, he's Todd as an example, right? When he hydroplaned with that truck, right? He got out of control. You know, I've hydroplaned before. Some of you may or may not. I used to actually live up in Alaska. And in the winters get really rugged out there, man. It gets like 20, 30 below. The roads are iced over and all that kind of stuff. So you gotta really keep in mind, right, that gas is brakes when you're on the ice, right? It's one of the toughest things for you to really remember as you're driving on the ice, because you're naturally inclined to hit the brakes, right? But you gotta think gas is brakes, and then you gotta not just turn, you have to look into the direction where you want to go, regardless of where the car is going, because where the head goes, the body would follow, right? It doesn't matter what's going on. Wherever your head is focused on, your body naturally will follow, because that's what controls you, right? Inside a vehicle, it's the same way. Inside your house, it's the same way. Inside your car, it's the same way. Inside your business, it's the same way. Inside your life, where your head goes, the body follows, right? I read in this book, most of you guys may or may not heard of it. It's called The Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth. And one thing that I took away from that book, in Habakkuk 2:2, it says, write the vision and make it plain on stone tablets, right? You have to know exactly, picture perfect, just like Todd put in that example with Justin on the white couch with the red pillows and, you know, those cool lights flashing in the mirror, in the windows in the back. You have to know what it looks like in your mind before you see it, right? That's what crazy is, straight up. You got to know what it looks like in your mind. You got to paint a clear, vivid picture of what it is you want. Here's an example. I don't buy clothes until I see what's going on in my mind, how I look. I envision myself one way, and it just happens, right? When I get those visions in my mind and I have an idea, I don't think. I just react, right? Because first off, it's something that was embedded in me over 10 years of being in the military, right? And this is going to get into my tip and my nugget, why I did what I did in 17 days when I joined this organization, right? When I was in the military, something that I shared at the event out in LA, and if you were there, you guys got the real impact of this, right? I was in Afghanistan. I think this had to be in like 2003, 2004, if I remember correct. And we were clearing these houses in this province up, right? We were just clearing it, right? So we're going through. There's a whole squad of us, and we're clearing this building. Mind you, now I'm not an infantry guy. I'm a logistician. I'm supply, but I was attached to infantry units, right? So, and what that means is those are the guys that go out on a two-way live fire range, and they volunteer to get shot at. I did not volunteer for that part of it, but they invited me, because it's like, why go to combat? Why go to combat and not be in combat to really you see what it's really all about? I like to go and put my hand in the fire first and see what it's all about before I tell my friends about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I love people. I love on people, and I use things, right? I love on people very much. So with that, we were going through this building, clearing out these homes and everything, and going through one of the houses. I remember, I got the matter of fact, the helmet, the very helmet I wore is right in my house right now. Because as I was clearing, I was this number 2 guy, and as I was clearing to turn on this wall, AK-47, the barrel of the AK-47 was at my helmet. Right? And trust and believe when they say that your life flashes before your eyes when you're looking at death, it doesn't. What flashes before your eyes is, or what crosses your mind is, all the things that you wish you did when you had the opportunity to do it, right? And it goes in an instant, and everything goes straight into slow motion. Real life, it goes into slow motion, right? I heard pop, pop. I flinched, and I was like, and my buddy tapped me on the back, said, "G, you good?" I said, "Yeah." I looked over, dude's on the ground, laid out. I was like, whoa, we just kept on moving. Literally 120 seconds after this guy, Ezra, saved my life, a kid walks up with the grenade, pulls the pin, and 2 of them disappear in the pink mist. Changed my life. Changed my life. Forgive me if I get emotional, because that was something that I shouldn't be here. right? I should not be here talking to you right now because that man, God rest his soul, God bless his family, he changed me, he saved my life, and he gave the sacrifice, right? And one of the reasons why I go so hard, and I don't sleep much, I really don't, right? Because sleeping is for suckers, first off. If you go to sleep broke, you got no reason. If you wake up broke, you got no reason going to sleep, right? You sleep when you're dead. That's why they say rest in peace, okay? That's the only time you really get restful sleep, right? You're here for a reason, right? There's too much living to do, man, right? Now, this is going to make sense in a minute. I'm bringing this all together in a minute. Look at somebody like Tupac. Look at somebody like, what's his name, Madiba, right? Just passed away. Both of them are gone. They moved on, right? But here's the big difference and the grandiose thing about both of these gentlemen, right? Tupac died. He was like 26, 27 years old. Everybody on this panel, whether you 8 or 58 or 88, you know who Tupac is, right? You know who Madiba is. I call him Madiba. Nelson Mandela, because I read so many books, they call him Madiba in the book, so it's just something that just sticks stuff with me. Richard Branson talks about this guy a lot. And Tupac lived a very fulfilling life, even though he died at such a young age. Why? Because he lived fearless. He was not afraid to take the fall first, to take action, right? Madiba wasn't afraid to serve 20 or 30 years in jail because he believed in something. He took action on something, even after he left all that, whatever horror that he had to experience. Both of them been to jail, you know what I mean? I don't know what it's like to be in prison, so you know, I can't relate to that. However, he came out, right, and he did something great. Tupac, while he was here, he took the opportunity, and he took massive action. He was writing music and I'm a musician, so, you know, there's the reason for that. But he's writing music all the time. He's recording music all the time. I think dude still has music coming out, right? And the reason I'm bringing that up and I'm putting that in your face is because what he do. Matter of fact, we're in 2015. The guy died in the 90s, right? And guess what? He's still making money, right? You look at guys like Henry Ford. You look at guys like Thomas Edison. You look at guys like Benjamin Franklin, William Wrigley, Frank Bettger, Andrew Carnegie, Napoleon. The list goes on, man. Being successful is not just being rich. There's not a little bit of people that's done it. So that tells you that it's possible. A lot of people can do it, right? There's been millionaires, multiple millionaires. There are billionaires. There's over 700 billionaires. All right, your ticket's there. There's so much room at the top. All right, all those buildings you see behind Justin Beasley's is probably billionaires that own them. Right? Guess what? You can be one of them too. Now, here's what happened when I made the decision to join this organization with Todd. Right? Remember that talk, Todd? 2 o'clock in the morning, I signed up on my cell phone. So guess what? You can do it from a mobile device, and I have a little cheap. I think I probably paid. I gotta upgrade, guys. If something ain't broke, I don't like to fix it. I work with what works. But this is the very phone I used to join Vacation. I was laying in bed 2 o'clock in the morning when Todd gave me the link, and I just clicked not join. I sent the email out and I went to sleep. It was right. I just said I'm gonna take a little nap. I got up the next morning only to notice I had my first sign up. I was like, what the hell? Okay, what's going on? Fire turned on, and we had a call. I might have already hit national at the time. I don't really remember because it happened so fast. We had a call that night, like I told you, and it was, man, we did a call. I think Todd, we hosted it. Todd came into it and he said, yo, this thing can pay $1 million a month. I was like, what? How is that possible? Man, I don't know what that did for me inside. I can't explain it, but I'm getting goosebumps again just thinking, putting myself back there, rethinking it. And I literally said, what do I have to do to get to a level where I can actually feel comfortable? Not so much comfortable in myself, but feel comfortable knowing that I can take care of my family 100% without having no stress and worry and have my thoughts clogged up about money, right? Because when you put all your thoughts on money, guess what's going to happen? Nothing. You have no room for nothing else to grow in your life. Because all you're focused on is money, 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 and that's not good. That's not healthy. What we're teaching you here, what we're giving you the opportunity to do, is to walk away from cuffs. Walk away from this real slave ship. People thought that slavery was abolished. I don't even know how long ago it was, but it ain't. Slavery's still going on, okay? But it's in a much more controlled form called a job and a paycheck, okay? And they give you just enough, just over broke. So you're not broke. You always run out of money before you run out of month. That's one of the biggest problems that 98% of people that earn 2% of the money have. If you notice, 2% of the people earn 98% of the money. How do you become a 2%? I just made the decision, connected with the right individuals, with the right team, and I said, look, I'm just going to get excited. I'm just going to go crazy. I'm going to take my excitement. I'm going to share this with everybody I know. Look at me. Look at me. Hey, what's up? We making money. Come on, get with us. Let's get rich now, right? If you look at the big celebrities, if you look at the big people that are making noise in this world, right, they get massive attention, right? They share what they believe in. They're super sold on what it is that they're sharing with you, right? Just like how I'm sold on this opportunity. How am I? Why? I quit school. I was in college. I quit. I didn't go back, right? I extended my arm out to everybody I knew. I said, hey, we got something here that's powerful. Do you love to travel? They said yes. I put my head down, and I just didn't go to sleep. And I woke up, well, on the 16th day, I said, you know, I'm going to take a nap. And I woke up, and I was international executive, right? And I'm not saying that to brag, and it just doesn't happen. You just know. You got to put the work in, okay? Here's the only difference. It took me 4 years in the Army to get promoted from E1 to E6. 4 years. That's a long time. It took me 17 days to go from where you at to international executive. What does that mean? You get a nice $600 lifestyle bonus. That's where it starts. That's just, and that's all. That's on top of all the other money they have to get, that you're gonna earn, right? On top of that, which is a blessing. We'll hear about that some more. The biggest tip strategy I can give, I can tell you right now. Get away from all the noise. Go sell your television. Cut off your cable. To get rid of all your music for like the next 6 months. We're halfway through. We're halfway in the game right now, right? We're coming up to the halfway point of the third quarter. I think the NBA Finals are going on, right? I'm not sure. I don't watch TV. I have no clue. I just hear about the stuff. But you got to play all the way to the fourth quarter, right? Halftime was the first of this month. Memorial Day weekend was a halftime show. That was your time to go out and do your little barbecue and have your little fun and assess what happened for the last 6 months and prep for what's going to happen for the next 6 months. Guys, your life can change not in 6 months, not in 4 months, not even in a month, in 30 seconds, simply by you making a decision, clicking that button, and just taking action. I don't care if you're working 20 hours a day. Hell, I did it in my last company. I put 700 people in there. With a military schedule, leveraging, I was in my basement in Alaska on the phone, working my business because I knew, right, that, like I'm seeing right now, people in this company making $50,000, $60,000 a month. Ooh, that gets me excited. Why? Because it gives me the opportunity to allow the other thoughts, the other things that I have planned that I want to do, to not just for my family, but for the masses, the ideas I have to help teachers, to help other musicians, to help single moms, to help single dads, to help military veterans that want to actually get out the military and get off of thinking that you getting a retirement check, man. The government is broke. They broke it in you. They owe $14 trillion, man. Where they gonna get it at? Uncle Sam, piggy bank dead. Steve Jobs all those billionaires, even if they put all the wealth together, it's still not enough to cover the debt. You got to get your piece of the pie. $8 trillion is in front of you. 8. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. More days of the week. There's more money that you can fit in than you have days of the week. $1 trillion for Monday, $1 trillion for Tuesday, $1 trillion for, and $40,000. I think I heard Justin Manley say $40,000 a second. 40,000 a second. So we've been on here what? About almost 2 hours now. So you could divide. I ain't doing the math. You probably got a CPA or something on there. Find out how much money was made in the last however much seconds it passed. That's how much money you're missing out on. How much of that do you want funneling into your bank account on autopilot? Matter of fact, last week I think. Oh, the last hangout we did. The next day I woke up. We need to do these more often, man. Because last time we did a hangout, I woke up by my phone going off, and I looked, and it was I don't remember if it was a $500 or $1,000 commission to come in, right? Which is incredible. And I'm not saying that you're just gonna get on board and go to bed and wake up and then your phone's gonna go off and it's $1,000. No. Don't twist it, man. Okay? I want to set your expectations right. If you worked a job for the last 10 years, I applaud you. I thank you for being dedicated, first off, right? I hope you were dedicated and not afraid of losing that paycheck. Because if you're doing it out of fear, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. If you're looking at us right now and you're afraid, I don't even have my wallet close by. I'll show you guys $150. It's $150 one time. I paid once. Never paid. They paid me more. They pay me to hang out with y'all and help. That's crazy. I get paid to travel. vacation travel, right? To learn from other 6- and 7-figure income earners, right? I know y'all seen me with my daughter earlier, right? And then we just hear, I'm pumped. This is incredible. Think about it, man. I'm getting paid. Justin said it, and it's made so much sense the other day. I get paid for my failures. You're paying to learn how I made $28,000 in my last company, a couple companies ago, right? Put $50,000 in 2 months in a company, right? Doing major things in this company right now. That's what you're paying me. That's what you're not paying me, but that's what I'm getting paid to help you learn. Okay, how to do that? God, I'm on fire. I'm so hot. I'm sweating. It's hot. I'm pumped up. I'm telling y'all, man. If y'all don't see this, oh my God, man. When we were in LA, I got hit for identity fraud, right? Remember that joint? I think Justin got hit first, and then Todd got hit, and I was like, I wonder because they make it a lot. And then I got hit the day I bought my ticket. Matter of fact, I was in Miami, I was performing with some guy. I was supposed to go on a cruise, and then I got sick because I was working so hard. I got sick. I kept forgetting to eat. I kept forgetting to sleep because I was having so much fun. I was traveling. I was excited. I ended up getting in the hospital, and Todd and Justin did a call, and I missed the call because I was sick. I was in the hospital. Something said the next day, listen to the call. I listened to it, and I still haven't listened to the whole call, but I got like literally 5 minutes into the call, and I just said, you know what, F it, I'm going to LA. I gotta go to LA. Like, I can't not do this because I'm gonna be able to impact you. I'm gonna be able to learn. I'm gonna be able to actually see people advance. I'm gonna get to hang out with. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna hang out some more with the one gentleman, and he's right there. That guy right there. He saved my life. I was living in an abandoned building with no running water and electricity for 6 months. A lot of people don't know this, man. It was one of the toughest things for me to have to live with. But you know what? I did it, and I made it through it, right? Because every day I'm gonna do some dream building here now, right? Every couple times a week I'll be out on the balcony, right? Where the house is at had a spectacular view. I was looking at multi-million-dollar mansions every day. This guy, the Western Resort was right down below us, man. Every day a helicopter would, not every day, but once a week this guy would come in on his helicopter. And I was like, who is this dude? Like James Bond type stuff. I'm on an island and this dude's coming in a chopper, man. I'm like, what? So one day I get the bright idea to go and just hang out with the helicopter lands, right? So we go down, and I'll show y'all the video if you think I'm lying. I have the video. Right, so the guy his helicopter broke down. Right, so you think the dude would come in a car, you know, on a truck? The dude comes in another helicopter to fix his helicopter that's broke down. I'm like, what? Who does that? Right? So I go over and I'm talking to the guy. I'm like, dude, like, what do you do for a living? What do you do? He's like, man, I'm just a landscaper. I was like, what? And you coming to work in a helicopter? What kind of landscaping do you do? Like, really? I instantly went back to the house. I had internet because, you know, we hooked up some stuff, you know, now to try to get by. I went and I researched how much a helicopter costs, the same exact one. It was only $500,000. So what is that telling me? I just got to build my business to the point where I'm making $500,000 a month and I get my helicopter. I'm going to get a helicopter, not because I got the money, but just because I want to show people that it's possible, that you can go from homeless, right, with your family, no money. I'm talking nothing, okay? I'm talking, we were so broke one time, man. I would smell the neighbors cooking, and I would get full. Like, we were that, okay, we were hurt, man. It was bad. But you don't have to stay there. It's not gonna happen over. It took us 6 months of learning, right? Of bothering the crap out of Todd every damn day almost. And this was times when I saw Todd last year, January. I think he made something like, I don't know, 15,000. Then February it was double that. In March it's more than that. And the next month I'm like, dude, I'm over here broke. Send the brother $10, man. Like, what's up? He's like, Todd's is cool. He said, no, you know what you need to do? This is what he said. You need to go on the beach and you need to make a video, and I'm gonna make a page for you because people need to start hearing your story. I followed the instructions. I was fired up. The video's still on YouTube if you don't believe me. That very day I made my first $50. Because of Todd and what he taught me and what the education he get at $50, man, we ate good. That $50 felt like 500, right? Because of where we were at. And I tell Todd this almost, we talk a lot. I tell him, I said, bro, you've given me something more powerful than anybody has ever given me my entire life. And I'm talking like, he's never given me a physical penny, right? But what Todd has given me is the knowledge and the belief that the value that I have, he allowed me to see it, right? And that's what you're getting ready to be exposed to. You have greatness within you. I don't care what you think about yourself right now, right? I'm telling you right now, there is something that I can learn from you. There's what, 7 billion people on planet Earth? Man, come on, man. All you need is a million of them through your organization. You will never run out of people. 4 million people turn 18 every day. Every day. People love to travel. $8 trillion industry. Okay? 8 trillion. Everywhere there's an airport, everywhere there's a hotel, everywhere they rent cars, everywhere they have concerts, everywhere there's something fun and exciting to do, like in Miami, like you're gonna be, you need to be there too, because being at these events changed. Denver changed my life. LA changed my life. Okay? Atlanta changed my life. Miami, I know, is gonna change my life and impact thousands of others. Why? Because we're getting it. You might need to help me on this one, Jeff, because I'm still learning the basic instructions before leaving Earth and all that. But where one person is great, two is even better, right? But when you have multitudes of people that congregate, that are on the same brainwave, that are on the same path, great things happen. You want to reach your message out to 1 million people, we got the tools that can show you how to do it. You want to get, according to Kevin Hart, dollars, we got the tools to show you how to do it. In order for you to get there, you got to wake up and stop smelling the bull crap and start smelling the tea, because it's sweet. Okay? Put some honey in that bad boy, right? Get your mug out. Got my mug right here, and just take a quick sip of how good life can be if you just take. I know your wallet's probably itching. You probably have a credit card. Just go ahead and pull it out. Just go ahead and get in. Just get in. Get your position, because if you wait a month, 2 months from now, and there's 10,000, 20,000 people in this organization, hey, I'm sorry for you, but here's what I'm going to tell you, man. I'm going to see you at the bank. I'm going to see you at the top, and definitely on the beaches of the world, man.
Dude,
get in.
Just pull out the credit card, huh? Pull out your credit card, huh? and sign up, right? Just pull out your credit card and get it.
Do it. Do it. Like Nike, just do it. Get rich fast. If you get rich quick, you stay rich, because you get to network with other people. Your net worth is directly tied to your network. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4, 5 million, and you're going to have some more. Good night.
Dude said, pull out your credit card and just get it, right? Oh, man, that was powerful, Leo. Dude, I always enjoy hearing you speak. And, dude, powerful stuff, man. You summed it up. And, of course, we got to let Todd go last. So we're going to pass it to Josie. And Josie's over there taking selfies for Facebook. Josie takes selfies all day and, makes money. Josie gets paid to take selfies, right?
There's a sales funnel for you, the selfie profit, cash profits.
Right. Oh, more ways to make some bread. Go ahead, Josie, take it away, man.
Bro, first off, Leonidas, bro, I was screaming the whole time, bro. You over there sweating so bad, bro. Bro, you was sweating almost fainting. I couldn't breathe. My stomach muscles started locking up because I could not stop laughing, bro. I'm like, what is he doing right now? Is he working out? Is his legs on the bottom doing something else? Because this boy is, you started to make me sweat, bro. It was dripping. I'm good. Woo! All right, so I had to get that out, guys. You have no idea. If some of you were looking at the bottom of the screen, you would see that I was literally crying. So what I want to do is I guess share a little bit of my mentality, my golden nuggets with you and stuff of that nature. What I want to first tell you is that you deserve, what you believe that you deserve, right? So some of you are looking at this video, you're trying to figure out, okay, maybe I haven't got my breakthrough yet. Maybe I'm searching for something. I'm not sure what I'm getting, right? And what I want to tell you is that You don't have to search any longer. Just think of something that you believe you deserve and just accept nothing less than that, right? That's something I had to understand and I had to learn. You see, I used to think that just working my butt off, right, was going to make money, right? Me having to work all day, right, put in massive amounts of hours was the mentality that I had, right? So that's what I thought. I figured that that was the only way that I was going to make money is if I stayed up past everybody else, if I put in more work than anybody else, and if I, just pretty much didn't go to sleep every day, right? Just by putting in some kind of work, I was going to make money. You see, the truth is what I learned, being with this team and learning about leveraging the internet, which I'm going to give you some secrets in a minute, right? But stay tuned. Make sure you take action on the button below before I give it to you, because when I give it to you, you're going to just make more money in your business, right? And if you don't, if you just hear me give you the secret and you just let it go, a few months from now, you're going to see other people around you making money in their business, and they're going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm making that online money. And you're going to say, hold on, didn't Joseph say the same exact thing, right? So really pay attention to what's going to happen. You see, once I understood it, right, and it took a few times because Justin had to get on me, right? Todd had to get on me, right? And they were like, Joseph, look, man, I believe that you deserve to make it $100,000 a month, right? Now, the thing is I didn't see it yet. So what I'm telling you is I want you to say it with me right now. I want you to tag me. I want you to do whatever you have to do to make it known in the world that you believe that you deserve, that you believe that you deserve to make more money. You see, there's a difference of saying you deserve to make money and you believe that you deserve to make more money. You see, when you can believe that you deserve to make more money, regardless of the outcome regardless of the income, when you believe that you deserve to make more money, it will happen because you're not accepting anything else. Guys, this is powerful. I'm telling you right now, after you hear this hangout, you will have more results than you've ever had in your life. Why? Because you're not going to accept anything less. You're not going to hear your friends talking about, oh, well, he's doing this. You're not going to care that somebody's telling you that what you're doing is not going to work. Why? Because you have changed your belief level. You have changed what you believe that you deserve. And now you are only receiving what you believe that you believe that you deserve. So let's say right now you saying, you know what, I want to make 10K a month, right? I want to make 10K a month, and I want to only work 3 or 4 hours a week, right? Something just out of this world crazy, right? If you start to only believe in what you feel like you deserve, which is that exact thought, what will happen is some things will start to come in your life, and the only thing from now on that you'll see is that exact frame, right? You only see that. And some people ask me sometimes, they say, Joseph, why do you talk to yourself? Or why do you always stay pumped? You know why I always stay pumped? It's because I'm always thinking about that one thing, right? And that's my my true vision of what I want to live in my life, the way I want to live my life. So it's not hard for me to get pumped. It's not hard for me to stay excited. It's not hard for me to go crazy simply because I believe that that's what I deserve, right? Some of you just need somebody to believe in you. Some of you just need somebody to say, you know what, I believe in what you're doing and I'm going to support you. So I want to tell you right now that I believe in you. The people that's tagging me, letting me know that you believe and you deserve this amount of money, I want to let you know right now I believe you, right? And it's dope because I can see myself. Hey, can you see that, Leonidas or Todd? It's like dope because I can see myself on Justin's window on the mirror of the reflection. Like, that's so fresh. Anyway, some of you guys just need some of you guys just need somebody to just say, hey, look, right? If you want to, quit your job, right, but make more money and take care of your kids, you just need somebody to say, you know what, I believe you, right? I believe that this can work for you, and I'm going to work with you, right? Some of you just need that. So let me tell you, first off, I believe in you, right? Your dreams matter. I always say this because somebody needs to hear this, right? Your dreams matter, right? I believe in you. Whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. The ultimate goal is whatever makes you happy, and I believe we can do that together, right? But we have to work together, and you have to take action. Now, my only question for you before I give you this crazy tip that probably has been overlooked for centuries, right? Are you going to take your business seriously? Are you going to take your life seriously? Right? are you going to take this seriously? Because I believe your kids matter. I believe that, you're not going to, you're not going to your job all the time, and 20 hours, 30, 40 hours a week can be a big difference in your life, right? Probably could go on some more cool trips that been dying to go to for 10, 15 years, right? Probably can just show up at your kids' school, right, at lunch, and just completely surprise them, and you'll be the only person there because you're the only person who took a chance on their life, right? And everybody else will feel the benefit of it. Your mom is probably somewhere in a hospital saying, "Wow, I don't have any family here," but no, you decided to take a chance, right? And I believe that you will get to be there, and everybody that that doesn't get to have the chance will look at you and say, "Man, that dude, I can't believe he did that." Right? He's one of the greats, right? He's one of the greats because just like Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan. I don't know why I was thinking about Michael Jackson, but just like Michael Jordan, you took a chance, right? You took a shot. Literally, you took a shot, and now you're one of the greats, right? So here's a tip, right? And that was just like a little sneak peek in my mind, right? Here's a tip though. This is the reason why online, having a business online is so much cooler, so much better, right? There's a reason why I'm sitting on, my $400 couch that I can sleep on because it turns into a bed automatically, right? I don't even know what it's called. It's called a click clack or something like that, but it's dope. Expensive European leather, right? There's a reason why I'm able to do this, right? And not go to work, not have to clock in. It's simply because there are hundreds of millions of people online as we speak right now who are looking for opportunity, right? Who are actually putting in Google search engine saying, "Hey, how can I make some money online?" Right? How can I make some money online? How can I make money and be cool at the same time? How can I make money, stay at home, and literally do nothing for the rest of the day, right? Maybe that's you. And here's the killer. Here's the craziest thing about it. That's what we're going to teach you, right? We're going to teach you how you can be in front of these people, right, who are looking to make money, where you don't have to go out there and talk to your uncles and your aunties and your cousins who've been knowing you for 20 years plus, and you owe $5, right? As soon as you bring them an opportunity, they say, "Man, why am I joining you? You owe me $5 from last week," right? You don't have to worry about those people, right? You don't have to convince them. Why? Because we're going to teach you how you can be placed in front of people who already have their money, who already have the right mindset, who are already thinking, "Man, I want to do something big in my life. Let me go look in Google. Let me go look on Instagram. Let me go look in Facebook and see if I can find that person." Wouldn't it be awesome to be that person that's always being clicked on, that's always being inboxed, there's always people joining you on a regular basis on complete autopilot simply because you made a decision today to get started? Isn't it amazing how you're already clicking the button below to get started and you're saying, "This is going to be the most awesomest thing ever," simply because I'm going to make a business, I'm going to build a business on the internet and make more money than I've ever had in my job, right? Isn't that amazing? Right? So that was my tip for you guys. Understand that people are online, right? They're online all the time and they're looking to make money, right? The thing is how can you be placed in front of them, right? We're going to teach you how you can do that. We're going to teach you the ways to build a brand. We're going to teach you the rights and the wrongs and the do's and the don'ts in building your business, because we have been through all the heartaches in the late nights and the headaches, right? In the nose and the crazy stuff and crazy you just wouldn't imagine type of stuff. We did it. We went through it so you didn't have to, right? We went through all the failures so you could have a successful business. Because if we didn't go through the failures, if we didn't go through the long nights, if we didn't go through the most crazy situations out there and damn near becoming homeless, you couldn't build your business because we didn't take that chance, that shot. We didn't take that chance. So understand that you're not just joining, right? You're not just joining an opportunity, right? You're joining something that's going to leave behind a legacy, right? Some of you need to understand that what you're joining right now, as you're clicking the button below, right? You are joining something that's going to feed your kids and their kids' kids. Why? Because we're leaving a legacy. This is something that's so much bigger than just making some money, right? We're going to feed. I'm not going to just, give you all the stuff, right? What we're going to do. But understand that this is so much bigger, right? Understand that your kids will look up to you and say, he took a chance 10 years ago, and our families are still eating from this. Our families are still comfortable. And you know what? What if he didn't do it? Right? What if he didn't do it? Right? Don't be that if, guys. Don't understand me very clearly. You do not want to be that if, because if you're that if, none of this will ever happen, right? You'll be just that person watching saying, man, I wonder if my uncle did that, 5 years ago. Where would we be right now, right? What if Justin Beasley never joined this and never got started in marketing, right? Where would we be right now? Understand that somebody is waiting for you right now to change their life. I need you to understand that, because the sooner you understand that, people will start to just fall into your life, and you'll have more abundance than you've ever believed that you have, simply because you're taking a chance. You're not taking a chance just for you. You're taking a chance for everybody that's behind you, that's waiting on you to take a chance, because they need somebody to believe in, right? They need somebody to believe in them, and you're the closest person to them. So understand before you click this button below, right? Because as you're clicking this button below, I need you to really focus in on my words right now, right? What you're doing is going to be the biggest thing that you've ever done in your life. I don't care if you've made 6 figures before. I don't care if if you had a 7-figure year already. Understand that this is going to be the biggest thing you've ever done in your life. So I want you to click that button right now. I want you to get started, because before I pass it off, I want to tell you one more time, right? Your dreams matter. They matter to everybody on this panel. They matter to everybody who is in the group and next level. It matters to all of us, right? What you want to do in life, right, is very important to us. So because it's important, because we believe in your dreams, I want you to click that button and get started right now, right? If you're already in the team, right, make sure you tag me, because I'm telling you right now, I'm not playing with y'all. If you're dead serious and you don't deserve more, I want you to tag me right now, right? Tag me right now, right? Matter of fact, tag all the leaders on this panel. Let us know that that you're dead serious, right? Blow our phones up, make them die today, right? Because we want to have so many tags that it just gets ridiculous. So Justin Beasley, I just want to say, man, I really appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Todd, as well, because of your leadership, because of what you guys have done in mentoring us, right? We are able to help so many people just blow up in their business and help their families and quit their jobs and go on so many vacations, right? Because they deserve, right? Because you believe that we deserve that your time, deserve to spend time with you guys. I just want to say that I am so very much appreciative of what you guys have done, and I don't know where I would be without you guys. So understand that when you guys tell me to do something, I don't care if it's jumping over a bridge for a parachute. I will jump, and it doesn't matter if I don't have a parachute. Understand, I will find a way to build something to land on soft on the way down. So that's all I got, man. I just want to say I appreciate you guys, man.
No, dude, I appreciate you, man. Like, I had to stop for a moment because it means a lot. Like, thank you for saying that. Seriously. For real.
No doubt, man. For real. I mean,
You're going to do all that right now, right? Because I know how much your life has changed. I know it. I remember when we had a conversation. Can I tell everybody?
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember we had a conversation. We were in Arizona about a year ago, and we sat on that little deck, right? I think it was like a 4 or 5 star hotel, and you took every penny that you had to get there, every single penny that you didn't even have any money to eat.
None. Like when I got there, it was that like they had no food money. Like that was it, bro.
No, then you had your baby and your girl with you too, right? And your fiance.
Yep.
And look where you are now. Man, that's so powerful, man. That's so powerful, dude. You took everything you had to get there. You had nothing, like nothing. And I just went over to the ATM and I said, here, just take the money. and look where you are now.
Yeah, that was dude. That bro, when that happened, I was like, hold on, man. What just like, cause you know what, man? It's something deeper to me though, too, because for me, I was, I was adopted, you know what I'm saying? And, I never really felt like I belonged, you know what I'm saying? So
I
it
didn't know
was,
that, Joe. I didn't know that.
yeah, well, I'm adopted, you know what I'm saying? So it was always had this thing of not belonging or, like if I had friends, even if they did the wrong thing, I just do it because I'm like, that's my people, I'm doing it. I never realized that, being around the right crowd and being around the right people who actually supposed to uplift you and really try to build you up. You know what I'm saying? I never understood that. So when I came here, like I'm telling you, I've been able to make quantum leaps in my life almost overnight. Like going from making almost nothing online to, becoming a six figure guy in like a matter of months, simply because I'm on the right team. Man, that speaks volume. And then like just being around you, man, it was like understand y'all. Like understand what I'm saying, right? Being around Justin Beasley, you have no choice but to make money in your life, right? So I want you to understand something, right? The leadership that we have here, right? I've talked to Todd countless times at night where I know he's like, oh my God, Joseph's calling again, man. Okay, what's up, Joseph? You know what I'm saying? And then same thing for Justin, because I call him randomly, right? But I need you to understand that the leadership we have here is going to uplift you. It's going to make you more power. It's going to make you powerful. Going to believe in your dreams, right? Even when you stop believing in them, right? They're going to say, "Hey, what about those dreams you told me about?" Right? Didn't you tell me that you had to take care of this and take care of that? Well, let's get there. Let's work together. Let's come up with a game plan and let's get it done. So I need you to understand that man. Oh my God, I'm just thinking about what happened in Tempe, man. That was so crazy, man. I had no money, right? Matter of fact, it was the same thing for Miami. Had no money, made the decision, got out there, and look what happened, right? Out here in Phoenix, right? Living in a nice area that's secluded, right? And I don't have a job. I haven't had a job in 6 months, right? Haven't clocked in, haven't even thought of a job, right? Somebody told me, oh man, you might well get unemployment. I said, I don't know. I don't even know if I feel comfortable taking money from from the unemployment office, right? Just because I've built my brand so big that I just feel weird accepting money like that. So, man, look, I'm gonna give it back to you, man. I just want to say, dude, y'all know, man. That's why I put in so much work, man. Because what's going on here will never happen again anywhere else, right? So understand if you're looking like I have other opportunities to look at, understand you're never going to see something like this. You can ask anybody on the team that's got you on this hangout and just send them a message, go through all their friends, and then send them a message and ask them, will there ever be a team like Next Level? And the answer will be 100% no. Why? Because you have leaders who are in the trenches, right? You have leaders who are uplifting and will do anything to help the new person that just got started. Why? Because the new person matters. So you're never going to see anything like this. So understand if you're looking at this like I want to, I'm thinking about, keep my options open. Understand there is no other option than Next Level. I need you to understand that. So Justin, take it back, bro. Man, you got me going again, man.
You're powerful, man. That's what I'm. We have like the most powerful people over here. Well, I mean, come on. We've been on this thing 2 hours and 30 minutes. And dude, there's still hundreds of people here. And the only people that dropped off are those whose phone died or laptop shut off and they can't find their charger. Right? Because what we're saying is truth. And when people hear truth, they know it's real. Right? When people know they're in the hottest deal, they just go out there and do what people just do. Right? And when they know that somebody believes in them, they go out there and create things more powerful than they've ever done before in their life. Guys, first of all, I want to say I appreciate every inbox message I've just received. McQuan, Leslie, Sherilyn, Raven, all the things you guys are doing out there. And I'm not trying to miss anyone. Michelle, all of you, I appreciate you. And I thank you for being on this team. Thank you for allowing us to show you a better way. And what we're going to do, we're going to pass it over to Todd Dow. He's going to end it out for us like he always does. And guys, we're on fire. I mean, we're on fire. And like I always say, when you're on fire, people will come watch you burn. Right? And some of them will actually want to burn with you, right? They're like,
burn up tonight.
So, guys, we're in the hands of Todd Dow. He's going to sum everything up. Take it away, brother.
Cool. Yeah, I see a lot of fire out here, especially on the team. I also seen a few people joining the team. I just want to say welcome to all those people that took the chance and the leap of faith to get into something where they know they're going to grow mentally and financially at the same time, and designed their life the way that they want to. Like, the best giveaway that I can give you here, like, I'm not going to be very long, is that if you were to be born again today, how would you design your life? How would you write out and design every step that you would take to get to where you want to be, right? If you're looking at a piece of paper and you had a decision to make, should I go out here and work this job, or have a plan B over here, or path B that says, I could take this route, I don't have to go out and spend $100,000 for my education to learn. I could spend $150. I can learn from people that are already making that income, and then I get to write my own existence, like my own path to the future of how I want it to be, to shape it. Like I was saying earlier about Justin, he had the vision. He wanted to live in the right, in an environment where the environment is thriving. There's new businesses booming. There's new buildings, new corporations, new people that are finally stepping into entrepreneur mindset. He wanted a white couch, right? He wanted green lights, flat green, red, blue flashing lights in the background. He wanted a painting. He wanted red pillows. He painted it in his mind before he even got there, which tells us that he took path B and he decided to build a business and design the life that he wanted for himself, right? We all have a choice in life. Yes, we may be in positions where we're not making the income that we want. We don't have the life that we want, but that doesn't mean that we can have to remain there. Remaining in those situations where we're struggling, we're hanging around other people that are struggling, so because misery loves company, right? And being in those positions where misery loves company, why not position yourself around people that are moving in that direction, right? That are moving in a momentum, in a phase, and they're also learning from people that are already there, right? So by positioning yourself in that direction, you can finally flow in that right direction and redesign, okay? You no longer have the choice to design, but you can redesign your life to where you want to be, financially, physically, travel the world, have a condo with a white couch and two red pillows and a magnificent scenery, and whatever makes you smile. Like, look, you can listen to audios before you get up when you get up in the morning, and before you go to bed. And if you can't afford audios, go ahead and make your own audio and listen to it every night. Tell yourself where you're going to be in 5 years. Tell yourself what kind of things are you going to do to get there. And the biggest takeaway that I could tell you is, like, anytime you have success, let's say there's even as much as just getting a couple of leads in your business, take out a camera or take out a tape recorder and record the feelings and express the feelings that you're having at that moment. Bottle it up, because those feelings are what's going to carry you over the next 5 years. Because the time when you were excited about getting a couple of leads or getting your first person in the business or being able to travel to Cancun, when you've always wanted to do that, but do it. Take seriously. It sounds stupid, but get the camera out, get a notepad, or get something where you can hear yourself and the excitement, so that when you have those low moments, because you will have them, no matter how successful you will get, you will have low moments in your business. The low moments it's not going to be the same as it was before, right? Not having money or not having food in the house. But the low moments where, man, I only made $8,000 this month, and I'm used to making 22,000. Right?
Why we do that sometimes?
Right? And you made 8,000. Take that camera. Look at those tapes. Look at the footage of when you made that first $10,000 or that $20,000 a month, or you made that first dollar in your business, and you'll get reignited. You'll remember why you started on the path and why you're still on the path, and your low moment isn't so low anymore because you remember now. In the past, you were getting excited about one sign up, one lead, people calling you back after you called them, that autopilot sale that came in out of nowhere, and you were upset. Okay, and just listen to that over and over again. I've done that many times in my business, and truth be told, like, I'm a total introvert when it comes to speaking about stuff that I'm uncomfortable speaking about, right? If I don't know about a certain strategy, if I don't know a presentation and I'm out there speaking, it's just like, this sucks. I have to learn this. I don't know what the compensation plan is. I don't know what this travel business is about. I'm going to look stupid. But at the same time, growing my business, I've developed the skills, because it's like I said before, it's a muscle. Once you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, everything just flows into place. And like I said before, that was one of the things that I had to overcome, is not knowing something, getting out there and just looking stupid. Who cares if we look stupid doing what we're doing, as long as we know where we're going, and what we're doing is going to help us to get there. We're going to have failures. We're going to have low moments, no matter how successful we are. You can make $1 million, and then next week, next month, or next year, you make 800,000 and you're depressed, right? So always remember that, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that took action, there should be a button right below this video. Go ahead and click that button if you want to take path B instead of continuing on path A, where you know where it's going to lead. In 5 years, you'll be in the same spot, or even worse, you may lose that job and not even have path B. Now you have to be in a position where we have a group of people. I don't know how big this team is right now, maybe 3,000 or 4,000 or something like that active, or something along those lines, active, to where you can be in position where 20,000 people start coming up on you, 100,000, 500,000 people up under you in this business. And you're in the right place at the right time. You took action in the right place. You whipped out your credit card. You decided to punch those digits into the order form, type in all your name, choose your nice username, and you got into business and you started following the direction of 6- and 7-figure marketers that have already taken that path. We already took path A, and we're teaching you how to climb the levels within path A, because there are levels in the game. You can't just get in here and say, oh, today I'm going to make $100,000 by tomorrow, and because you made 10,000, now you're upset because you didn't hit that goal. That's a good upset, right? But at the same time, it takes time, folks. If you've never been doing internet marketing before, if I don't know how to cook, chances are I'm gonna burn a few things before I get it right. Chances are I'm gonna have to start over, get another set of ingredients out, and cook it again until I get it right. Right? It's the same thing with your jobs that you just got into. You went out of college, you learned everything by text. Now you got to get in the field and get an experience. So that means that you have to go through orientation. You have to be trained. You mess up stuff, you blow up stuff. Casualties happen on your job. You know, there's actually a flight attendant or somebody that actually, I don't even know what kind of job it is, where they have to control, where the planes fly in, what time, and all that. If starting off in that business, starting in that job, if he wasn't trained right, man, he'd be crashing planes all over the place. People would be mislanding, taking off wrong. Taking off wrong. People would be hopping in the wrong planes, yo. And he had to learn that, right? It's like a muscle. So get in this business and understand that is exactly where you need to take. That's the exact steps you're going to take in order to make this business work. Okay, there will be steps, there will be growing pains, there will be failures, but at the same time, you will be growing through those pains and those failures. You will be leveling up, and a year from now you look back and you'll be laughing at some of the stuff that you did. You'll be laughing at how excited you were about making $1 or getting a sign up in your business, and you said, "Wow, I've grown." The biggest thing about growing this team is not the money, okay? Because when you get the money, there's another thing that happens. Now you get to understand how many lives you impacted on the way up. You get to understand how many lives you impacted on the way up. I'm looking at this man right now, Leonidas, man, and it's a pleasure to impact him in his life because, like you said before, a couple months ago he was homeless. Some of you right now have enough. You have a phone right now. You're watching us. You may have a home. You may have internet, stable internet. You may have a $150 phone bill every month, right? And you're looking at us through your phone. This man didn't have those things back then, right? So what's the difference between what he's done and what you could do in the future? What did he have inside of him that took him from that position where he didn't have those things to now he has all that? Now he has a baby. Now he has a house to provide for. He has the money to provide for his family without having to go to a job. That's just something that he was adamant about. He didn't want to go back to. He didn't want to go to work. He didn't want to go back into the military. He stuck to his guns. He seen where he wanted to go. He locked arms with somebody that was doing it, and there's the fruits of the labor right there. I cannot paint no bigger picture than that. You're looking at somebody that went from something, locked arms with somebody that had success. He got around Justin. He got around everybody that was having success. He surrounded himself with successful people. He followed the trainings. He did exactly what he was told. He didn't have an ego. He didn't think that he knew everything. He just followed them step by step, and then he's eventually got to where he is right now, in a house, with good air conditioning. Yeah, he gets excited, and he's like a ball of fire because when he gets excited, he starts getting there's like a fire within him that lights up, and so everything. Then that's when he starts sweating like well, I don't want to say derogatory names or anything like that, but he starts sweating like crazy because of the excitement and the energy that he has within him in his business. And that's the kind of fire that we're instilling into you today. And some of you right now that are watching this hangout right now from all parts of the world, you're experiencing that energy that's flowing from me, from Justin, from Joseph, from Ignasio, from Justin Manley on this line and on this hangout. And that's what it takes to be successful, is holding on to that candle, that fire within you to continue on. Don't let anybody blow it out, because as soon as they blow it out, guess what you need to do? You need to plug in, watch this hangout over and over again, listen to the audios, and just be around successful people. Because there will be people that come along and blow your candle out. It's up to you to get around, continue to be around, and be consistent being around people that are successful and that are continuing pushing, not only pushing you, but continue lighting that fire within you so you can be successful. With all that being said, folks, that's all I had to say. And I'm gonna pass the mic over to whoever wants to take it and close it out. But I think that's the end. Get in, swipe, type those numbers into that order form, join the company right now, get in the trainings, follow exactly what we need to share, take the ego and put it on the table, and forget everything that you heard from everybody else and the schooling that you've learned. Maybe you have a master's degree, whatever it is, set that off to the side, because evidently that stuff that you've learned before hasn't gotten you to where you want it to be. And it's time to take a different path, which is path B.
It is, bro, and it's been a cool 2 hours and 40 minutes. I think this is the longest hangout we've ever done. And the crazy thing is we've had a ton of people join, buy their tickets. Guys, I'm excited. I was replying on Facebook, all your comments, all of your questions, all those things. I'm excited to have you on the team. If you haven't locked arms with us yet, go ahead and click that button that says, yes, I'm ready to get started. That way we'll get you plugged in. And then from that point, you'll be plugged into our Facebook group, get access to our training, go to our Fast Start training. We'll help you come up with a customized game plan that works for you. so you can start having more success than you've ever had. And if you're already on the team, better get your ticket for Get Rich 2015 on the beaches of Miami, right? We got less than 60 days, guys. We're bringing 10,000 people into this movement over the next 60 days and creating more six-figure earners than we've ever done. My question is it going to be you? I believe it is, and guys, that's all we got. It's been fun. It's been great. If you're pumped up, post in the Facebook group that you're ready. You're all in. You're ready to go diamond. And you're ready to do it for your family. So with that being said, Justin Beasley, and I will see you on the beaches of the world and at the bay.